Dude, that can happen to me in the morning. I can be like, bam, we're live. I can be just like looking at my phone and all of a sudden be like, holy shit, I need to be in the shower 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, trying to keep up with that thread's crazy sometimes.
Oh, the sausages one. Hey, I got my new Alex Gazan card, and it came with this stand.
Oh, that's a nice stand.
These stands are. Do you own any of these cards?
Yeah, I got the original Colton one.
Okay, this stand sucks.
The easel
Every time I touch the chocolate penis back there, all those cards fall over.
You must be picking those up all the time.
Yeah, and you know how, dude. I want to ask. I wonder, can I just buy a bunch of these card stand? They have those on.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
On Amazon. I need a bunch of those. Jody Lynn, good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Christine Young, good morning. 2 hours with Hiller last night. Jeez. You know, the thing is I needed to catch up with Hiller. Worried's like not the right word. I'm never worried about him, but I just trip on the fact that he's going through a lot right now. We played an animation of that surgery his wife had, and that surgery his wife had looks horrible. Hey, Greg, what's up, dude?
Kid, what are you doing?
Hanging out, talking about card stands. I got this this friend of mine makes playing cards, and he got this new stand. And so when the card sits in it, it doesn't it doesn't fall over, as opposed to he had these kind, and every time I set up my cards, just in the back there, if you touch one card, they would all fall over like dominoes. It made me hate him, the cards, everything about it.
Business cards?
No, they're just like athlete playing cards that he sends me. This guy Wad Zombie makes them. He's a meme guy, but he also makes playing cards. And so I like to support him and put the cards up in the back there. But I was like wanting to kill myself because they were always falling over. Do you have anything like that in your life that like falls over and it's like it shouldn't be falling over?
This gizmo here.
Oh yeah, that's the exact shape of my card thing that I hated. What is that for?
It's for the iPhone.
Is yours good?
This is the best of them. And I've gone through Amazon and I think I bought them all. And
I have all your rejects. Whenever I go over to your house, you're like, here, you want this?
I do. You've got a lot of them, like those silicone ones.
Yeah, I see a pile of them over there.
Yeah,
rejected iPhone stands.
Well, here's the super dad thing. I can't tell you how many times like we've ruined a meal because the iPhone playing Frozen tipped over the salt shaker.
Oh, right.
No, it's an issue always to demo anything. Show something on the iPhone. You hold it, they hold it, you both hold it, or you prop it up against some shit and it keeps tipping over, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this solves that. I keep it in my backpack. So,
along the same vein of superficial conversation, is your hair your hair looks different, and I'm thinking it's because it's like when I go to Tahoe, my hair changes.
I jumped out of the shower and I didn't see my hat, and so here I am.
Oh, does your hair change in Idaho?
What's that?
It looks like you use soap and cream rinse this morning, like conditioner.
No,
you know what I mean? Does your hair change when you go to Idaho? You know what I mean? How like sometimes like if different elevations or you go to a different town, you're like, whoa, my hair feels different.
It's different in Arizona dry than Santa Cruz humid.
Right.
But I probably notice that more from hearing the girls talk about it.
Right.
Maggie's profoundly sensitive to that.
Whereas you just jump out of the shower and look for a hat.
Whatever. I mean, I look at bald guys and there's some part of me that's jealous.
Right. Me too.
They're just there at the fuck off thing. But look at you. You got your hair has hair.
Right. Hey, what another crazy thing is,
Matthew, good morning.
Good morning, Greg.
How are you? Where's Caleb?
Working, I'm sure.
Working for the government. Hey, bald dude, there's always like this thing about bald dudes like having hair is better. And I don't see any ugly bald dudes. I've never seen ugly bald dude.
It's the in-between that's pathetic.
Right.
The clinging to the 742 hairs you have left. You want to be like Mikey Weaver. You know, at the first hint of baldness, starts shaving.
That's what he did?
It seemed it. He's been bald the whole time I've known him, and he's been one of the most attractive men ever, according to all of the females around me, including my fucking dog.
Right. Everything with the vagina. You sleep with a dog?
I had a dog, and you'd say Mike Weaver, and she'd run to the door and bark. At the sound of his name. He'd come into the gym, and she'd hide behind the weight tree and look at him.
Was that Athena?
Yeah. Yeah, she had a man crush. My dog had a man crush on that kid.
Does Pat Sherwood hate this podcast? Why is he stuck in between? Does he have 742 hairs? Why would he hate it? Or because we talk about real shit even when we talk about superficial subjects? I'm gonna go with it.
Does he? Does Pat?
No, I have no idea. Someone did send me a DM the other day and goes, "Where's Pat Sherwood? We haven't heard from him in years." I don't even think he was involved in the games coverage this year. I don't know what happened to him. Kind of just fell off the. I don't know what happened. Maybe he got a real job, or he's busy, or. Hey, do you sleep with an animal in your bed, Greg?
Ripple get on the bed. He likes to put his head on Maggie's feet.
And if you want a position in the bed and the dog's there, do you work around it, or do you just push him off? Like it's 3 a.m. and you're like, fuck, I need my feet where that dog is.
I find myself accommodating, and I wake up a little irritated. And then adjust.
Yeah.
I used to have a cat that would sleep in the bed with me, and I'd find myself arched, and I'm falling off the bed, and it's because the cat kept pushing in the small of my back. And you'd accommodate it to the point of waking up and being pissed at the cat. But I tell you what, dog in the bed, what I like is that growl that wakes me up.
Like you heard something outside, a raccoon or a skunk or...
No, I mean, just, there's a lot of comfort in putting Japanese tea garden bells on all the doors and sleeping with a bunch of chihuahuas in a 40 cal next to the bed,
Yeah.
Security.
So you sleep with a woman, a dog, and a gun next to your bed.
That kind of thing.
Right. That's your ideal situation?
Sure.
Last night I woke up and I'm on the edge of a king-size bed because there's a dog that's only a 14-pound dog that has moved me over there. I was fucking irritated when I woke up. Yeah, and he bites. My dog bites, so I can't move him.
It sounds like our bird.
And he's almost dead. This is going to sound horrible. This is going to sound really bad. I won't say it, but you know what I'm thinking, right?
Whatever.
He's old as shit, dude. He can't see.
I've known him as long as I've known you.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. That dog shit in my closet.
Hey, many times. Hey, listen, and here's one thing. I don't like to do this to my guests, but here's one thing that you were definitely wrong about. You thought for sure that dog would be eaten by a coyote. You made that hypothesis several times. It's not often you're wrong, Greg, but there's still time. There's still time.
It would fit in a bread box, and you ran it over, and it was fine.
My dog. Yeah. He did get run over.
Someone ran it over, right?
Yeah, he did get run over. Yeah.
Yeah. You wrapped a paper towel around his leg.
And he was better. And a sock with some tape. Hey, it was that happened exactly how you said that shit happens. Basically, I had that dog. Haley and I took care of it like it was our kid, like we were mentally ill. We had kids. Within a year of Avi being born, that dog was ran over by a car because we neglected it. We just stopped paying attention. Benign neglect. You open the car door and you don't give a fuck where he is. You go tend to the kid in the back seat. And then Parmesh wandered off onto Old San Jose Road and got run over. It's exactly. You predicted that. You did predict that. That should have killed him. You could have been right with two. I locked him in the car one night, Greg, and by 2 a.m, we couldn't find him. And I had checked the car and I still couldn't find him. And Haley had already pulled all his dog food and bowls and leashes because, all the coyotes around here in Mountain Lions. And by 7 a.m, like I checked the front door and all of his shit's there. Like she's given up already. He's toast. And I go to get in the car and he's frozen in there. I told you that story, right? I probably called you like, oh shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dog.
I remember that. I'm glad it had a happy ending.
We've had some like just dudes on here, you know, from. It's kind of interesting the intersection between like flat earthers. Like we had a flat earther guy on here who was just really fucking hostile, and then you got these brilliant guys who are fucking PhDs like Jay Cooey, who then have also spent 3 years of their own time becoming what's I think a higher level than PhD in like immunology, right? He doesn't have the piece of paper, but he knows more about immunology than fucking probably the best immunologist in the world because of his own just insane passion to try to figure out what's going on. And between these people, there becomes this intersection. And one of the things that you and I were talking about, and it was this, I think it was a video that you sent me, is RFK's look at the CIA. And this guy came on the show who was a little bit, I don't know how you would describe him, but he was the flat earther dude. And he basically said NASA and the CIA were money laundering operations. And so even if they weren't created for that, the way RFK is now describing the CIA is basically it's a money laundering operation.
Yeah,
right?
It's worse than that.
It's worse than that?
Yeah. He's saying that its purpose is to provoke war to support the military-industrial complex, and that his uncle JFK figured that out. And my problem with
that's why they killed him?
What's that?
And that's why they killed him?
No, I'm not going there at all.
Okay.
Not going there at all.
Okay.
It's the realities of his position are tough enough without complicating it with a
Okay.
something about which we probably know next to nothing.
Okay.
But the idea that the CIA provokes foreign entanglements to support the military-industrial complex. What strikes me about that is that I've been forced to realize that what the role of the FDA and the CDC is. And we live in a world where there's enormous comfort between, say, Coca-Cola, DaVita, the dialysis people, and Big Pharma.
Right.
To the point where nothing can be trusted that comes out of the CDC on the subject of chronic disease. Nothing. And so how similar is that, and how hard of a stretch would it be to believe that for instance, what's happening in Ukraine right now, and look at the amount of armament that's being sent from around the world, and who's benefiting from that? Where's the profit going? And the amount of money is breathtaking.
Yeah, billions. I mean, he even says in this interview that you sent me,
hundreds of billions.
Hundreds of billions, right? Maybe trillions. Oh. Maybe I did see a number on that. Hold on. Something I was looking up that you sent me. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. You sent me something else that fucking blew me away.
Yeah, it's good like vaccines.
Meaning it's just
the money,
cash cow.
The amount of financial clout and all of
that. But the way the conspiracy theorists, and I say that in quotes, bring it up is like that it's a decision that's made in order to make money, as opposed to the way you present it. It's just an alignment or intersection of needs, right? So Coca-Cola needs the FDA to say that you can drink 3 cans a day, and that you can exercise away the Coke. And so they kind of like, and the FDA is also trying to say healthy things to society. You see what I'm saying? You're not making it.
I think Dowd described it as a conspiracy of interests.
Conspiracy of interests.
And less so than a bunch of guys sitting around in a room.
Right.
Smoking cigars, plotting and planning. They don't have to do that. And so Coca-Cola isn't the enemy of the dialysis industry or of nephrology. It's a partner. And so is pharma. They're partners. We have an interesting thing in conspiracy law, and there's not a requirement that the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. And I believe that was actually part of a judicial decision, something before the Supreme Court. One of the sides made that point. And it's important in that what we need is that the combined efforts be mutually beneficial and both parties' contributions illegal. And I think we have a legal conspiracy. Some lawyers out there, Dale Sarin can call me up and correct me, but I believe that's the nuts and bolts of it. And so what you find is that we have an alliance where my criminality and your criminality benefit us both well, and we have mutual respect for one another, but where there's no handshakes, written deals, or maybe even a phone conversation.
So there's no, it becomes an awareness game. There's no.
Well, I'm stealing the shit and you're selling it for me, you know.
And as long as as long as no one can prove that I knew it was stolen, it's all good.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where it's going. What I stole.
There's
a lot of that, but look it up. It's about the concept was that the left hand need not know what the right hand's doing for there to be a legal conspiracy.
Hey, I wonder if on the simplest level, if you let's say you stole a bike and you sold it to me, and I didn't, and you're just walking down the street and I bought it from you, am I complicit in the crime or no? If I
well, you know, at the point that we're doing 50 bikes a day.
Oh.
things get interesting.
I'm hoping the bike. Okay, and that's the whole pawn shop thing. Then it's like, hey, the pawn shop's just buying stolen shit.
Our friends, the Frankels, the Play It Again sports people, one of those wonderful brothers opened up a used tool business, and like the first companies were crack smokers bringing in tools, and then the next thing that came in were the cops, and then it was the people who had their tools stolen, and that was kind of the routine for the business. It was crackheads, meth heads, police, and people who had their shit ripped off.
Dude, stealing tools is a crazy business. I live, you know where I live. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and my neighbor's a contractor.
Yeah.
And the only crime we've ever had here in 5 years is someone came to his house and pulled his tools all out from the drawers underneath his truck and stole them. And it's obviously someone who knew him, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tools are crazy. Or any construction sites, they're just targets for thieves. You know how you get into this? You've gotten into like genres of videos. Many years ago, we had these hot air balloons flying over.
I was just thinking of that. I was just thinking of that exactly.
Like literally, we lived in this house, Greg and I together, and you would hear this, and you'd go out in the front yard, and right above you, you could throw a rock and hit it. Was a half dozen hot air balloons.
We had one go down in the neighbor's backyard, and then this is the people across the street. And so the balloons canopying over the house, right? And people are just crying. And so the balloons fly over the house, and my kids run inside screaming. And it's just because a balloon went over. And I go, what's the matter with you? And they said, those things are dangerous. And I go, like, that's bullshit. They're not dangerous. And Colleen says, just go on YouTube and look. And so that night I did.
Colleen's your daughter.
Yeah. And I watch hot air balloon crashes for like 5-6 hours. And everyone who takes a hot air balloon videos it, and they go down all the time. And you can categorize them. You could do a whole taxonomy of hot air balloon wrecks. Power lines, right? It's horrible. They're horrific. But my favorite was the one that settles down on the freeway in rush hour traffic and nobody slows.
The cars are just going around it?
Oh, no, right through it, hitting the back,
shit.
hitting the people. And it's like, no one slows. There's no brake lights. Guy lands on a freeway going 70.
I've become fascinated with these videos. They're just all over. They're all over now, all over California, of smash and grabs. Have you seen that? It's just 30 kids go into a Nordstrom and take everything, into a Gucci store. There's a new one every single day. There was this movie, I never saw it, called The Purge, but it was like, I think the premise was crime was legal for 24 hours. And like that shit is like, it almost seems like it's happening in California. Like just groups of kids are just going, I don't even know if they're kids, they're adults, something. And you just see them. Like I saw one yesterday. It was crazy. It was a Nordstrom's. 30 people went in, and like you know how everything's like chained up. So as they're running out the store, like the racks are coming with them with 30 feet of steel cable. What would you do? Do you have what do you think should be done with that?
I think the law should be enforced. And that happened, by the way, at what we called the Topanga Plaza. It was the mall that I went to as a kid.
Yesterday, the Nordstrom one that's big happened. That's
the one, the LA one.
Yeah.
I just saw it yesterday. It
that was in
crazy.
Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
Just a couple of miles from where I grew up.
You found it, Sousa?
It's been a national story. The footage was dramatic.
The Nordstrom's one. Hey, but there's ones every day. There's Gucci
That's
and
right.
there's ones every day. I mean, I just can't even believe what I'm seeing.
But listen, it's not. Forget the everydayness about it. It's not everywhere.
Right.
I'll just share with you, we've not had that problem in Scottsdale nor in Coeur d'Alene.
Right. Okay. Okay.
The guys at my Apple store in Scottsdale, I think they'd knock your teeth in if you tried to leave with an iPad.
Which I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Well, that's what it has to be. I mean, private property needs to be protected at any cost. You don't have a civilization without it.
Right. It's not because we're superficial. It's not because we're putting property over life. It's because it keeps the thread of our civilization going.
You don't have a civilization without private property.
What do you have?
LA?
Oh my goodness.
Portland? Chicago.
Eaton Beaver. Good morning, Coach.
Eaton, how are you, man?
Did we ever get to the bottom of our did we ever agree? You and I had a dispute at the Del Mar house. I believe that the girl across the street was there was a beautiful mom, beautiful dad there, and 2 kids. I believe one of the daughters was a dwarf. And you and Haley didn't believe me. I feel like I won that. Did I ever win that?
Yeah, you nailed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. There you go. Look at I'm just tearing Greg apart today. All sorts. He thought my dog was getting eaten by coyotes. I was right about the dwarf thing. Even my wife's getting thrown under the bus.
I think both cases were some kind of hopeful thinking on my part.
She was a really cute girl, but she was just a 6-year-old who looked like a 3-year-old.
Family. We when we moved to Solano Beach from that house, we stayed close to them.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I hope they're not watching. It doesn't matter. So RFK, Vivek Ramaswamy, these guys are saying Trump. They're saying they're going to dismantle the CIA. You think that's possible, or rework it, retune it up?
Yeah, it probably needs to be retooled. But let's go to the 50 former Intel people that signed that conspired with the Biden campaign to deny the obvious reality, by the way, the obvious reality of the Biden laptop and all of the implications therein, and they're enormous, including the complete and total corruption of the president of the United States. It's all there.
You know, when I talk to some people about that who are Democrats, they have the exact same response they had about the injection. They go, well, you can't really know the truth. Oh, we didn't know the truth. You can't really know the truth. And it's like, dude, the news station that you watch said that 50 intelligence officers, can you find the list of the guys who signed that, Sousa, by any chance? 50 FBI intelligence officers signed saying
it was former national security types.
All agreed that the laptop
in
was
Intel, mostly in Intel. It was a who's who. And I have to believe that no one on the list is a for real moron. And that's what it would be to look at the evidence presented by Miranda Devine, I think it is, in that Laptop from Hell book, to look at that offering, watch the videos, and not realize the authenticity of it. Look, I was handing out the book as a Christmas gift ahead of it seemed to me, ahead of the significant push to deny the reality of the thing. And the absurdity of that comes from the fact that not even Quentin Tarantino can write script that good. And I'm talking about the text between Hunter and his wife and his brother's widow.
Right.
And there's a realistic tragedy to it that no novelist has ever been able to create. And you have to be kind of numb to things like knowing the difference by looking between a video of people and a dramatic presentation. Right? Are you fooled? How long do you have to look at something to tell whether it's documentary footage or a motion picture?
Right.
Or a creative film? Everyone can do that almost instantly. And this had that to it. So my presumption is that all 50 of them knew damn well it wasn't Russian, that it was authentic, and no one had any interest in hiding the fact that Hunter snorts coke and jerks off on pizzas. I don't think that was really their effort. But what it does lay bare is the corruption of Joe Biden.
That was election fraud, though, right? Anyone who says there wasn't election fraud is like, hey, that laptop was suppressed because of the election. That's just straight election fraud, right?
To alter the election.
Yeah. Can you pull that back up again, Susan?
It did.
Of course.
It for a fact did.
More than 50. This is from October 2020. More than 50 former senior intelligence officials have signed on to a letter outlining their belief that the recent disclosure of emails allegedly belonging to Joe Biden's son has all the classic earmarks of a Russian information operation. Can you click that sign on the letter? Is that a hot link?
Yep. Let me switch the screen so you guys can see it.
Greg, I wonder if there was even ever a letter that was signed, or if that was just said.
We know it's understood now. Someone fessed up to writing it and passing it around and getting them to sign it.
Is it Chat GPT?
No.
Wow, it starts off with, we are all individuals who devoted significant portions of our lives to national security. And the irony is that they were, say that again, Susan?
I said to as experts. That first line is to lead you to believe that they know they dedicated their life to it, right?
Scroll down, let me see.
I believe that in testimony, when put to heat, I think the author fessed up to writing it and admitted that, of course, it wasn't true.
Keep going, Susan. I want to see the people who signed it. I want to go down there and read some of the names. Oh, here we go. Signed by Jim Clapper, National Director of National Intelligence, Mike Hayden, CIA. Jeez Louise. Former NSA. Holy shit. This guy's been the director of the CIA, the NSA, and the Deputy Director of National Intelligence. Oh, Leon Panetta signed it. Wow, it is a who's who. You're right.
It was important to them to hide the Biden corruption.
Oh, what do you think about this comment? Eric Utley, careful.
Yeah, I could get canceled.
Clock wants to rework the first sentence and call it, we are individuals who have dedicated our lives to lying and deception.
There's a truth to that.
It's all CIA.
Man. And what about the people that say, what about the argument that, hey, Trump does the same thing. His son took $1 billion from the Saudis. Well, you know, all that stuff. He
The problem is this, is the probability or plausibility of Sleepy Joe having his hands tied in matters that relate to the Ukraine or China because of what they have on them. You know, when both my parents worked for Hughes Aircraft Company and my grandpa worked for Howard Hughes, I worked there briefly. And the problem they had with your alcoholism and your affairs had nothing to do with your fidelity or your drinking. It had to do with your vulnerability to the other team. And it was around those issues that you could be driven to espionage. And I have a hard time believing, given what we know about the Biden's involvement with China, that they don't have more than enough ammunition to prove to the world that he's a fucking crook. And I think it affects everything he does in regards to them. That seems entirely plausible to me, to the point of being probable. I think it takes a naivete to think that he's taken millions of dollars from those people, and we know he has millions, spread it all throughout his family to hide him taking it. We know his take was half of anyone in the family that laundered money. Hunter makes that perfectly clear, complains about it. We also know that Hunter was making fun of his father's senility, his cognitive decline, when he was vice president. He says something to the effect he's impaired to the point he couldn't find his way back to the White House if it weren't for Secret Service. This is when he's vice president.
I want to say that this next comment that I'm about to read to you is facetious or sarcasm. I think facetious is the better word, but I don't think it is. This is going to blow you away. Brace yourself. I can't believe intelligent, smart Americans like you still believe the election was stolen. First of all,
well, hold on. Listen.
This is fucking crazy.
Let me start with this, moron. You thought I said it was stolen? We haven't even talked about that.
I know that was gonna go straight there too.
Yeah,
I was gonna go, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then how low and shitty would have, this is where I think it's facetious. This is because he says, how low and shitty would the U.S. have to be in order to have that happen? First of all, to
ignore the evidence on
Biden's
corruption, you have to pretend like I said the election was stolen.
Right.
I get it. I'm following your argument. Fuck off. Next. What else we got?
Crazy. Hey, dude, you're not listening. If that's here's the reason why I think it's not facetious, because he says, what about Donald Trump? If you would have left that out, I would have been like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
I can accept everything that you could say about that. I believe that there was video of prostitutes urinating on him, and that the Russians were bribing him. That seemed or blackmailing him.
You mean Trump at that was like the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow or something, supposedly?
That was the story. That's what the Clinton campaign came up with, and it seemed entirely plausible to me. It turned out it was made up bullshit.
Yeah, it was.
Or we would have seen that for a fucking fact, right? That would have been in the New York Times and ABC News and CNN. We'd have all seen him getting urinated on. I presumed.
By the way, that was the Washington Post that slipped that in there. Like, you know what I mean? They're such scumbags over there. The urinating on the bed.
Yeah. I don't have any. I don't think that Trump, and I've never heard him accused of this quite. I don't think that he is vulnerable to blackmail by the Chinese or the Ukrainians. And I find it nearly inconceivable to think that Joe Biden is not.
I like it when they accuse him, like, hey, you haven't paid any taxes. You're a bad guy. He's like, no, I took advantage of the tax law so that I wouldn't have to pay taxes, just like the rest of the politicians. Like, he just leans right into it. Yeah, of course I did that.
He said, just like Hillary's donors over here. And he starts naming all of them. And he goes, and that's why she's not going to change it, because she's helping all of her people out.
And anyone who says that stuff, no human being's paying extra taxes just to be good.
I bought an airplane for $750,000, and then that year got a $500,000 tax credit thanks to Barack Obama.
Oh, I remember that.
And I was like, "You kidding me?" Like, yeah, no matter, the more you spend, the more you get back. And I was like, "But this is the guy that's going to stop the corporate greed and corruption. How's this work?" And it was explained to me, just watch and see what he's flying around in when he gets out.
And is he flying around in something nice?
Of course he is. Take the hardware of your choice.
Dusty Willard, great. I really like that photo if you took that, by the way. Coach, can you speak to any research or empirical evidence that you have come across of the methodology of improving cognitive disease? Meaning, I think what he's asking, if someone has Alzheimer's, is there some protocol you would put them on in order to kind of rehabilitate them?
Yeah, I would treat it like type 2 diabetes or any kind of signs of a metabolic derangement. And I think it's all consistent with that. When Alzheimer's was referred to as type 3 diabetes, it was always done so with laughter. It brought laughter. And then it became a Google search term, and then it's no longer laughter. It's those advanced glycated end products. You know, when you hear glycation, if you don't think about sugar and the phenomenon of glycation and the permanent covalent bonding of proteins to sugars is a problem everywhere. And I think it's an issue in insulin resistance and diabetes. I think it's a problem in coronary artery disease with the vasovasorum, and I think it's playing some formative role in advanced glycated end products that are the tau bodies and such that are symptomatic of Alzheimer's. And you don't have to be too much of a clinician to look around in your own family at dementia and the interest of your demented loved ones in sugar, in refined carbohydrate. And it was Russ Green that pointed out, visiting his Nana in the nursing home, who I believe had hit triple digits, that they had separated at the nursing home, at the facility, in convalescent care, the people that talked to each other and those that didn't. And he said that the table, that those that don't talk, they're just sitting there with their white plastic spoon and dessert. And where everyone was conversing, it's like normal meals looking on the plate. And does the cognitive decline leave you to this point where you only want ice cream? That wouldn't surprise me also. But I know in my family, all of in my Southern family, the dessert mavens have found themselves in early cognitive decline. So famous for your pound cake and your early senility.
What about ketosis? Putting yourself into ketosis and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Can't be a bad place to sniff around.
I would expect you could stop the rate of decline. That wouldn't surprise me. Reversal?
Is there anyone who claims? Well, I'm sure there's someone who claims it, who's reversed Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I'm sure you can go to Mexico and get anything cured.
Right. Deja Intendo. I second Dusty's comment. Very interested in Alzheimer's prevention or slowing its progress. My parents are aged and susceptible genetically. David Weed, how about the $2 billion the $2 billion Donald Trump's son-in-law got from the Saudis. Let me just start here. How about the fact he didn't hide it? That there were no shell companies, that he wasn't hiding it. How about just starting there?
Yeah, we could go through a list of politicians and the crazy wealth that's come their way. It's kind of the California story with politicians. That's I'm not bothered by the fact that Joe Biden profited from his position. I'm bothered by the fact that it seems likely that he sat with Xi Jinping and Xi told him, I can undo you. And I imagine Joe says, yes, sir, I understand. He acts that way with regards to them. He acts like that. It explains a lot. I have trouble imagining him taking millions of dollars he did from them and them not doing it for the reason of exactly what I suspect has happened. That it wasn't to cotton favor from a has-been clearly in cognitive decline VP. It's that if this guy ever makes it to president, we have him by the balls.
Right. And they do.
They do.
Yeah.
How could they not? How could they not? You better not send him any fucking money without getting him on tape admitting to the whole thing.
Right.
And we know that one politician that got caught up with the Chinese spy that then slept with him. What was his name? Eric something or other.
Oh, man.
And I mean, got caught red-handed sleeping with
Swarwell? What was his name?
Eric. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Sean, I keep seeing your comments in there about what's his name showering with his daughter. I went online and I looked everywhere for the official pictures of the diary. I went to the page numbers. I read. I didn't actually ever see that in the diary. That's why it's hard for me to go there. The whole showering thing with his daughter. I mean, I'm not. Eric Swalwell. Judy Reed. Thank you, Judy. How was the games?
No one gets anywhere with me in terms of my suspicions of the Biden administration by pointing out anything with Trump.
Yeah.
Here's what I like about Trump.
By the way, I've never heard Greg start a sentence like that.
I love the anger and pain he causes those whom he angers and pains. I feel like the left deserves that piece of shit. That's my gift to my liberal friends is Donald Trump. And this is in the same spirit of Michael Moore's announcing Trump's win in 2015. And it's a giant fuck you. It's the M80 in the mailbox to the grumpy neighbor you don't like.
Right.
And
I like that too.
My liberal friends and family deserve that piece of shit. He's the least talented, least capable of everyone on the Republican ticket.
Hey, when your platform, so I was a Democrat forever, and one of the premises of the party is peace and love, and Donald Trump's running on, hey, I'll stop the Ukrainian war in 24 hours, and then they asked, why would you do that? And he said, so people will stop dying. I believe him. I think he calls Putin, the war stopped, and I think he doesn't want it. I think he wants to stop it so people stop dying. I don't think he has a financial interest in it. Me personally. I really like Vivek. God, I really like Vivek.
The serious conversation needs to be had about our willingness to allow Putin and friends to reassemble the Soviet Union by force. And I think it's reasonable to believe that if he's allowed to do that in Ukraine, that all the rest of them would be next. How many countries is it?
Is that the there's a word for him.
But listen, who just joined NATO? Was it Finland and Sweden?
They did? They just joined?
Yeah, right? Since the invasion.
NATO newest members. Oh, Finland. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Finland became NATO's newest member today, April 4th, 2023, upon depositing its instrument of accession to the North Atlantic Treaty with the United States. Wow.
And to think that the Finns don't understand the Russians in their nature and soul and character and temperament would be to be foolish.
Yeah, they're mortal enemies.
Yeah, I think they have clear understanding of who those people are.
Yeah.
And I would be sympathetic to giving Ukraine whatever was needed to stop Putin. I also think that I'm also fairly okay with testing our hardware against his.
You think that's part of it?
Of course it is.
Wow, God, I wonder what took Finland so long to jump on board.
Oh, this is what's happening. My point is that I think the aggression on Ukraine, though it perhaps was promoted by our efforts there, I think Finland, Norway, Sweden, I think they all see it for potentially what it is. That is that the plan is to reassemble the old Soviet Union by force, and one domino at a time. And I think that threatens the security of all of Europe to the point that countries that would hope to have been fairly neutral are not going to be so. I would think that making an enemy of the Swedes would be seen as a blunder. It looks like a bad move on the chessboard for me.
For who?
There's got to be people in Putin's orbits that go and say, "Now look what you've done, you fucking idiot."
Right. Because they have their money there.
Well, no, NATO. The NATO alliance was conceivably the provocation for the invasion. That Ukraine was going to join NATO. I think Sweden and Finland joining is
that takes us back to our interests, conspiring interest, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we can do this and stop this, and also make money at the same time. Launder money.
Yep.
How was the games, by the way?
I don't know. I mean,
what did you do there?
I didn't even out in the affiliate lounge.
That's not in the that's not in the tent village. That was like one of those big buildings.
Yeah, I went to the affiliate lounge and spent a better part of a day there. Then that evening I went to the campground and hung out with Dale King and Craig Howard and a bunch of other good folks. And I enjoyed that. It was like always. You know?
Did you get pelted with stones and eggs?
No.
Were there protesters out front with pickets?
Nothing.
No, it's weird.
Yeah,
hey, that's pretty. How did you end up in the affiliate lounge? Did like Dawn invite you, or did you just walk over there? How does that happen?
when I told Don I was coming, he and David gave us passes and full access. And I pretty much did the same thing that I've always done when I went. I never sat there and watched people work out. What I did was talk to folks that, were interested in talking to me. And so when you stand somewhere and say hi to someone, and then a person stands behind them and waits, and next thing you know, you have a reception line, and it takes a couple hours to chew through it. The thing to do is stand there and talk to those people that want to stand in line to say hi to you.
So you did the exact same thing you did 3 years ago at the games.
And 10 years ago. Yeah, nothing really changed.
And you hung out with the affiliates. What is that like? I mean, I know you used to have a lot of meaningful conversations with the affiliates and sort of take away, oh, I know her. That's Grace, right?
Yep.
And you would take away data points and things you would think about through the year, and like what were some of the common themes?
Well, like I just saw the physician there with the cardiologist with heart disease. I get a lot of, I've got people that help me, and so I had Emily there, and I had Maggie there, and I had Daniel Chaffee there, and Mike Butenob and Matt Holsworth, and I had probably reason to pass off, tell Matt this story, let's get your number and look into this. Probably happened 15 or 20 times in that 10 or 15 times that one day. And
why that's significant is Matt is your money guy. So you mean people like you were considering helping?
There's always some of that. This is a problem that can be fixed.
Hey,
I went to Dottie Dumpling's dowry and hung out with the lovely Miss Rachel Stanley, the owner of that restaurant and bar. Great place, great burgers, great bar. And I went over to Short Stack.
That's the place that you got the lawyers to help them keep the doors open.
Yeah. We convinced the landlord of the cost effectiveness of him repairing their air conditioner as opposed to not. It became abundantly clear to him that it'd be a huge financial mistake to not fix the air conditioner.
Did that story come up with them when you saw them?
Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah. I mean, I wanted to go there and say hi, and we went, and there was a line of CrossFitters around the corner, and I was like, wow, here we go. And we got ushered into the inside and sat at a table. So
that's cool.
That was sweet. A little awkward too.
Right. Here, Greg, you can come to the front of the line because the only reason why this restaurant's here is because you got us lawyers.
Permanent reservation. That's what that means.
Hey, to have to shut your restaurant because the landlord, the guy that owns the building, doesn't want to replace your air conditioner.
Funny how those people from 2020 suddenly vanished. Hey, what do you think about those people who, I got some people like circling in my sphere now as the podcast grows who are like, I forgive you, Sevan, for what you've done. And people are like, hey, isn't that nice? And I'm like, forgive me for what I did. Yeah. Forgive me for what I did. Fuck you. Like, you must have those too. Oh, Greg made some missteps. Oh, it was bad timing on his part. Oh, it was insensitive. But really, I can forgive him because of what he's done, like this CrossFit thing.
Yeah.
Like, is that supposed to make you feel good?
It's funny.
I don't want to hate anyone, dude. But like, I don't want to be like, I really don't want to hate anyone. I don't even want to hate Klaus Schwab. But it's like
the world changed.
Yeah.
I didn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
It created a climate where I was compelled to leave. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Hey, did anyone walk up to you and be like, hey, at the games and was like, hey, dude, I'm so sorry. I fucked up, dude. I thought you were a douche, and I fucking cannot fucking believe how fucking cool you are. Anyone? Not one?
Yeah, I don't want to give names, but
but someone did. Someone did. That makes that gives me hope. Oh my God, Greg. I really thought Black Lives Matter cared about black people. Like, I'm so fucking sorry. I didn't know that it was actually you who cared about just all people.
I had a couple people who I think their public stance on me created in their mind some sense of disconnect with me, where they actually felt they needed to introduce themselves. I'm not gonna give you names, but it's funny.
I don't want to name. I just want to understand it a little more. Can you help me a little more? I promise I won't start poking around for names or sex or how tall they are or how old they are. Like, basically someone who you felt like, hey, you knew they had said bad shit about you and now they came over to say hi.
Yeah. And like, you know, I mean, it wasn't, you mentioned Pat Sherwood. He wasn't there. I haven't seen him or talked to him, but imagine Pat going, "Hey, Greg, it's Pat Sherwood."
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude. I didn't forget who you were.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I'm understanding. Now I'm understanding.
Yeah. Like that's all I could think about afterwards. Like, wow, you actually felt like it's a reboot. We're just meeting again. We actually have some history, dude. You know, like, I know you well. I know your family and what you did and said. But hi, nice to meet you.
Right. And there's different degrees. Like, when you're on fire, there's people who like throw matches at you, and then there's other people who run away. And they're kind of both equally like, hey, dude, there was a bucket of water there. You could have just like thrown that on me.
I had someone in the campground get like 4 feet from me and make eye contact before they could slip forward and shake my hand. Like, you know, like I might be a vicious dog.
Right.
Approach him only from the left.
Like you were going to pull out your hood and your swastika and just
lose my mind at their sight.
Right.
You know? And
did you feel like you had closure to that stuff? Like it was good?
You know, not being handed $200 million and not having to worry about everyone anymore.
Yeah.
There's some closure there, let me tell you.
Right.
A fuckwad lot of closure.
Hey, another thing though is, for me, what gives me closure, and I think for you too, to put things in perspective, you have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And so, like, someone can be like, call you a fucking asshole 1,000 times, and if you can look over and see your kids are healthy, it puts things in context and relative, and you don't care. And you've also had gone through some shit that's like, some accidents that happened in your family to some of your loved ones, physical stuff that thank God they all survived and came out good the other end. That's happened in the last couple of years that have put things in relative and context. Like, it doesn't matter how many times someone does bad shit to you as long as your kids are healthy or no one's diddled your kids or some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I got to do a grueling it wasn't me, it was my daughter. Did a grueling month in the PICU, and that same year,
PICU, pediatric
intensive care in the neurotrauma unit, children's primary University of Utah neurotrauma unit. Watched just a horrific month with an absolutely unbelievably wonderful outcome. And then the same year got to do a harrowing 10 days in the NICU, neonatal intensive care unit in San Diego. So I had 2 kids in dire straits, it seemed, within the same year. And boy, that's some life-altering shit there. You know?
Right.
Little Robbie will get away with things forever because of that.
Right.
With all of us, with everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it gives her status that she probably doesn't deserve.
Like, flush your wallet down the toilet and you look at her and you're like, I love you, sweetheart. It's okay.
Oh, man.
Greg, at the affiliate lounge, one guy had you write something on his arm and then he got it tattooed on him. Did you see that?
That wasn't the high point of the event.
That was or was not?
was not. And
Right.
he showed up, and it was like, my penmanship should not be enshrined in anywhere permanently, you know. But he did it, and he showed back up the same night with the tape over it, and it was now permanent. And I don't know what he'll turn that into someday, but hopefully he'll think of something.
Can I ask you a question? Like, just this is going to be deeply make you deeply vulnerable. Was that dude all there?
You know, there was a waiter at Nobu in Scottsdale who comes up to
Pivot.
There's a kid that worked that waited tables at Nobu in Scottsdale, and he comes up and he just lets me know right away how there's no bigger fan of CrossFit than he is. And to prove it, he shows me, and on his forearm, he's got fucking Reebok's Delta tattooed on his fucking arm.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no!
Yes. Yes.
That was his
And
dedication.
what's funny is what my take on it was, I actually had trouble articulating to my lawyers, to the people that manage the relationship, certainly to Reebok and its CEO, the problem with that fucking Delta. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And that's proof of what it was I was worried about. That this was going to be assumed to be a mark of CrossFits, and one of which we had no control. And when the relationship was over, you'd be using that Delta, and you'd use it elsewhere where we hadn't approved of you to put shit like dicks. And it's exactly what they did, and it caused this moron to get it fucking tattooed on his arm, thinking it was CrossFit. It's exactly, and I thought it was done deliberately too. I thought it was a clever bit of work on the part of Matt O'Toole, but I had trouble getting the sociopath that was managing the Reebok relationship at the time to understand that.
I'm gonna do this for you, Enrique, and not necessarily just for you, but I'm gonna do it for everyone who's listening.
This is the election denier.
Yeah. So brace yourself. I'm gonna get Greg to explain something to you here very gently, and if you listen very carefully. The thing is, I don't think you're gonna get it, Enrique, but I think a lot of people already know this and they forget this all the time. So first thing you need to do is, Enrique, I want to tell you something before I get Greg going on this. You do not know what CrossFit is, and then I'm gonna tell you a story, and then Greg's gonna run with it. Enrique writes, many of us would love to have Coach Glassman back in CrossFit, not as a political analyst. That's a no rep. Enrique, when CrossFit's always been political. When he started CrossFit, he said no carbohydrates. That was political, not because Greg made it political, but because the world made it political. Greg had people squat below parallel. That was political, not because Greg wanted it to be political. It's always been fucking political. This whole thing is not as much of a fitness movement as you think it is, as an activism to get us back to who we are as human beings with what we eat and how we fucking move. And you're confusing it. It's a fight for our bodily autonomy. You're so superficial. You're so missing the fucking point of what's fucking going on here. The radical nature of this fucking movement.
Well, Enrique, what would I come back for in his world? Does he think that
to improve Fran?
Yeah. Do I need to weigh in on the push press again? I mean, the truth is that all the work that's non-political has been done.
Dude, there were death threats against him because he said don't eat carbohydrates going back fucking 20 years.
What's interesting at this point is not
refined carbohydrates,
metabolic derangement, but the political reasons for it. And where I'm at now is I've gone upstream of the fitness, and I can explain to you how it is that the corruption, academic corruption that created the opportunity for a CrossFit has played out in the health space identically. It's the same thing. It's the same problem. and it's the epistemic debasement of science for all kinds of other interests, all of them financial.
This is a true story. There was a man in fucking New Zealand who, with Coca-Cola and other people, the American Beverage Association, shit like that, got together and they were trying to form an organization that would make it so that if you wanted to teach CrossFit in the United States or anywhere in the world, you would have to pay a fee to this company, and this company it was licensure. They would oversee all the fucking CrossFit trainers. That was like in motion. Greg loaded up the plane full of fucking 15 or 20 of his staff, and we went to New Zealand to go find this fucking dude. And Greg fucking put this dude down.
Here's what happened is a journalist, this fellow who was the CEO of the internet, what is it, the
NEPS?
International Consortium of the Registry of Exercise Professionals, ICREP.
Oh, good memory.
And this guy from New Zealand on Network One, the only thing that's television top to bottom, where we had 20 or 30 affiliates, he said that CrossFit had killed people in the United States. And we went right to the journalist that reported this, and she said that he told her that, and we filed suit.
Right.
And he said, I didn't say anything of the sort to her. And then she went radio silent on us. So we loaded up the plane and we went to New Zealand, and we went to her work, and we went to the newspaper, and we found her in the cafeteria and sat down with her at the table and told her, come from a long ways to talk to you. Please don't just blow us off, but let's talk about this Betty guy. And she says, okay, I'm going to come clean. He didn't say it. He sent it in an email, and I'll give it to you.
Damn.
And boom, we got the email. She gave it to us. So that when we wouldn't have gotten that without going on a plane and showing up at the cafeteria at the newspaper. The problem in New Zealand law is that we had to show damages. So the judge told us, hey, you got this guy. He's fucked. He lied. You'll win this case. But New Zealand law requires you to show damages. And we weren't really able to do that because no matter what you said about us, there's still the juggernaut moved forward regardless of the assail. And so he had to fess up to his lie, and we got some paltry amount of money. But what the beauty of the thing is that in the litigation, what we found is that the whole concept had been formed by the Keller Corporation, which is the agency of record for American Beverage Association, Coca-Cola. They're in Atlanta, and these guys do proxy litigation, legislation, PR campaigns. And so what we had was another soda-funded front in the fitness space that had an international following. That Registry of Exercise Professionals was huge.
Attacking CrossFit.
Well, all you had to do is pay money to join the thing. Beyond the registry. There were countries in the EU that had made that already a requirement for legal training to be in the registry.
Enrique,
so given the soda proxy cash for your certificate, you couldn't be a legal trainer. When I left, there were two forces in fitness, really. Two forces. And it was Coca-Cola and CrossFit. That was it. They were exercise as medicine, and we were CrossFit.
Enrique, you didn't know that. I know you didn't know that. And if you listen on Tuesdays, Greg will start coming on Tuesdays regularly. You're going to learn all sorts of shit. The whole thing is just a fucking war in the back end. It's a fucking war, dude. Like, not that any of us want to do, but that Greg had to do so that fucking they didn't come in and fucking take over.
Let me tell you something about guys like me and the cops I know. And someone asked me yesterday, how you doing? I said, I'm 9+ in a world that's doing sub 4, and I like it that way.
What's that mean? You're living a life of 9 when a lot of people are living a life of 4?
Just the world's in bad shape. And I think this is,
and you have bald eagles carrying fish flying over your house.
I don't. I do well with problems and chaos and trouble and commotion, and I understand it. I'm kind of comfortable there.
Yeah, you always.
I asked, we both have a friend, Jim Wad, Jim Dub.
Yeah.
And I told him, Jimmy, what would you do if there weren't bad guys? I can't imagine you finding a place in this world without fucking bad guys to stop. Jeff Martone, the same thing.
Right.
There are people that live for bad guys. And if there weren't bad guys, they'd probably be one.
Bill Maurer said the other day, no one has been canceled for being too woke. Isn't this interesting? There's literally 0 penalty for being insanely woke.
Yeah, that's
true.
He's red pilling hard,
Yeah.
And we get in it very publicly too.
Yeah.
Issue by issue. By issue. We're watching. And that's kind of how it unfolds. We're seeing the same thing about RFK.
You didn't
wait till they come to see that the left and socialists and socialism has a proclivity in the devaluing of the individual and individual rights and taking the collectivist mindset that these schemes for these schema of this nature end up stacking bodies like cordwood. You want to have a scenario where you're using backhoes to bury people. Socialism is the key to that. That's how you do it. That's how you get there. And people can argue all day long that the National Socialist Party wasn't socialist, and you can laugh about that. But I think that Orwell gave us all the intellectual tools you need to recognize this, and we didn't take it seriously enough. And so we have crazy things like gender affirming healthcare. I mean, sounds like it came right out of Animal Farm.
I know but
it's actually the sexual mutilation of minors. The clitorectomizing in the Middle East is also gender affirming healthcare.
Right.
It's savagery.
Daniel Farrell, does it bother Glassman to be surrounded by people who canceled him? Joe Westerland responds for you. Daniel, Greg is perhaps the most forgiving person you will ever meet. Cancel. It is. If you are not I don't know if you're even if forgiving is the right word. You've maybe transcended forgiving. He accepts people for. We have a friend who. Oh, his wife's yelling at him for having his text messages on. That's good. Some of you are going to love that. Those of you complain about it in the comments. You can thank Maggie. Send Maggie a DM. Thank you, Maggie, for straightening your husband out.
Shut down messages.
There's this friend that there's a dear friend that both Greg and I have that people have complained about who is constantly lying, just constantly lying. And I really like the dude, and Greg really likes the dude, but I struggled with it too until Greg just fucking explained it to me one day, like, hey, dude, like that's just part of his, that's just a feature of his. Like, once I was able to fucking accept that, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, he's not a bad dude. Just fucking doesn't tell the truth a lot.
You get joy from the margins of where you are. Like, I wonder if this is true or not.
That's how I feel about the flat Earth guy.
Like, I'm laughing my ass off, and it's a great story. But it could also be not true.
Right.
And it could be true, but it is good. It's still a good story. In the South, many of your very best storytellers are fucking inveterate liars.
Mike Poolboy Olivas. Greg was the biggest supporter of black athletes during his ownership. The ding dongs out there never realized there were more black athletes at the games while Greg owned the company. Oh, I mean, dude.
Hey, I tell you what, man. I'm proud of 2019 and what we had at the games there. And
dude, we had the brownest, gayest office in fucking California.
And
at
that
Scotts Valley.
And what's so cool is that we made it for the first time a truly global event, and that we had people there from nearly every country, and it kind of went unnoticed, which was fascinating. But I met some incredible people there. Many of whom had no chance of going to the games until we brought a representative of each country. And many of these people were very well known to their countrymen for other achievements. One was a FIFA Hall of Famer who was also just happened to be the best CrossFitter, even though he was 10 years since his last soccer. And yet it didn't upset the Frazier Froning duo either. You know, you have to ask yourself, why did we have the games? And I had the games to show to everyone's satisfaction who the fittest person in the world was. And I think we did so in a way that you could support mathematically, clearly. My evidence for that is that I could tell you who was going to place and where after the Open. And so everything in between was somewhat anticlimactic, and then it got borne out prominently at the games. And the rest is hot dogs and hamburgers and friendship. And to actually have people of every stripe, and for someone to be able to say that they were the fittest person in the Sudan, Nigeria, or Italy that wouldn't have been there otherwise, there was an enormous opportunity being created there. And, you know, COVID and the structure afterwards closed the door on all of that. And that to me is amazing. Amazing.
It sure as hell seems like a way to stimulate fucking CrossFit in every single fucking country on planet Earth to do that. I mean, I can't think of a better way. All of a sudden,
it was.
So let's say this. Let me just throw this out there real quick. Let me do the math.
Tesla to sponsor the games for the Italian that came, and it was the way I was going to get Molson to sponsor the Australian that came.
Right.
And I think it was going to work.
Hey, let me throw this out there. There's 189 countries on planet Earth, and if you crown the national champion in all of them and give them like the kudos of coming to the games, and 5 newspapers in each country does an article on them, minimum 5, right? Fuck it, I'm going to say 10. So that's 10 newspapers times 189. That's 1,089 articles worldwide, just immediately free publicity for all the CrossFit gyms around planet Earth. It's the exact same thing whether you like it or not. You get this thing on fucking ESPN, and all of a sudden it's on a bar on a TV set in Kenya. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seemed like, in hindsight, it's a fucking brilliant move to bring someone from every single fucking country as a way to inject interest in the media in those local countries. I mean, it's just so obvious when I think about it.
We did a dinner for the national champions, and early in the event, but it was after that mass elimination round. Most of the people that came from around the world were done. They knew after the first heat that they weren't going to go further. And the amount of community that I felt in that room, I could only find in the reception line at the games. The people that came to talk to me and tell me things like, what goes on in my box has nothing to do with these games. And that, by the way, the reception line at the games and the number of people that told me that they were 10-year affiliates and that good to see you again, coach, and that what's happening here this week has no bearing or resemblance to anything that we do in my box was so annoying to me that we held the 10-year gathering at Whistler so I could communicate to the affiliates to the extent to which I knew that to be a fact. And it bothered me that they would think that anyone would think that I wouldn't know that. Because remember, I was unlike most, if not all, of the current leadership. I ran a CrossFit gym and did so for 20 years, and a very successful CrossFit gym. And so I had that perspective.
That moved to many locations and many iterations. Tank Reeves, wow, whatever happened to Gorbachev? I think he's dead. And the promise of not moving NATO 1 inch closer than East Germany. Oh, you mean Reagan promised him that? Not to move
Gorbachev ended up at Stanford at the Hoover Institute, and
he did.
Yeah, he was a professor there.
Eric Weiss had a question. I lost it, but I'm going to summarize it for you. Why did you go to the games? I was thinking about that myself too. I was thinking, is he going? Like, obviously, it's your baby, so maybe you wanted to visit it. Maybe you wanted some closure. Maybe you wanted some proof. Because I think of why did I go to the games this year too, and I got some stuff from there that I didn't expect that was really good. Like, oh shit, the boogie. I actually did believe in the boogeyman a little. Like I was, and there was no boogeyman, obviously. Did you know why you went there? Like, why not just why aren't you on your sailboat somewhere right now? Why didn't you use that week to go on your sailboat? Why go to the CrossFit Games?
I had a lot of invites,
mm-hmm.
and they were coming from the likes of Dale King and Craig Howard,
mm-hmm. Cool dudes,
and others,
mm-hmm.
and Daniel Chaffee and Nat Diaz, and I mean it's I have a genuine friendship with many of the country managers. You know, someone had said something about me not paying attention to country managers, unaware of the fact that I'd had them out to Santa Barbara and put them up in a Airbnb with an ocean view, and had them over to my house and went and had dinner with them and watched them sit around in their underwear yelling at the TV set watching soccer. It's a real friendship. And when you got people that are inviting you regularly, I mean, in the past, since I've left, I've had weekly contact with folks like Natalie and Daniel and Mateo and Ricardinho, and they're like, we want to see you. Come show up. And so, okay, I'll come around. And then I let Dawn know I was going to show up because it was in the campground. And I said, well, I don't have a space. And Dale said that he and friends had taken every spot in the campground, and so it was theirs. And I didn't feel like I needed an invite to go sit with friends, and I wasn't sure why I was doing it. And you told me I was going to be fucking miserable, and I understood that. And because I don't enjoy the but it's just something you do. I felt obliged to people that I really care about to be there for them. And I got mobbed by people to tell me that it was important that I was there, and that they felt like they owed me a lot. And I got to tell them that you're the embodiment of the manifestation of my life's work, that what you've done, the miracles that are occurring in your gym to people I've never met is the entirety of the potency of what I've done with my life. And so thank you. It's a two-way street. And it's an easy thing to do. And so I do it, We're about to go to Europe, and I've got the same thing happening. I'm not I can't go to Italy without seeing friends there, and I'm going to be in Switzerland, and so we're looking at
CrossFit friends.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And you know what? In the end, they're friends, and they would be friends. You know, like Joe Westerman just said hi. I took my kids, my wife, and Maggie's folks, and we went to Joe and Libby's wedding.
I know, that's crazy.
And we weren't there because of CrossFit.
I didn't even go to Matt's wedding. It's right down the street.
Literally.
I mean, I think that's the reality of genuine friendships, is that they, you know, where'd you meet this guy? Well, we both worked at Lockheed, you know. Well, we don't anymore and haven't for a long time, but that's where we met. And I have a lot of that. There's a lot of people that I met through CrossFit that in my post-CrossFit world, they're still friends.
Susan, you should know Greg got married 11 miles away. I didn't go to his wedding either.
Oh, I'm in good company then. That actually makes me feel a lot better.
Manny C. Serrano. Manny, I'm coming to Newport. Maybe we can grab a drink again. I was there in 2019. It was an amazing idea. So happy to see Ecuador at the CrossFit Games. I think there's time to bring up something that we have 4 minutes. This is something you and I talked about on the phone a couple days ago. Simone Biles. She's the keynote speaker at a wellness convention. And right when it's the wellness conventions in like Dakar or something, which ironically, this is on a side note, I think it's where Danny Spiegel, is that where she went for her women's convention, women's empowerment. But open that up and blow it up and read the very first line. So they're having Simone Biles there. And I open this up and I cannot, in the very first line you read, make that a little bigger. Let's look at this. Joining together to shape the future. The Global Wellness Summit is at the heart of a multi-trillion-dollar global wellness economy. So you think she's going there because she like... I was wondering why you sent this to me. And I opened it up and I knew right away. I'm like, oh, shit. It's a facade, like they care and they're going to help people with their mental health. But then the opening line just betrays everything, right?
I didn't open it.
It's
I
crazy.
just saw, I was one of those I stopped when I stopped reading. When I saw that she was keynoting this thing.
Go back to her picture, Souza, please.
Where is it?
Her irrelevance to health care and wellness is so profound that my immediate assumption is that it's a distraction from the sponsors, intended distraction created by the sponsors of this thing. Because here's the thing. We have to talk about global wellness, but you better not say a fucking thing about sugar. And so how are we going to do that? Well, we need magicians, and we need Taylor Swift and Simone Biles and stuff like that. It's a distraction, a wonderful distraction. Such a talented young lady, and she's as important to wellness as I said bow ties are to mathematics, was a line I used recently.
Say that again.
She's as relevant to wellness as bow ties are to mathematics.
Right.
It's someone could have gotten up instead of her and said something important about health or wellness.
Meaning the bow tie makes you look smart, like you know what you're doing, but it doesn't mean shit.
Remember the nephrology event we went to?
It's in Florida?
No, it was in San Diego.
Oh, at the convention center.
Yeah.
Wow, that was crazy. And there were like dudes out front smoking and drinking Coke with like doctor names and shit on it, like Dr. So-and-so.
Mrs. Fields had an exhibit there, the cookie people.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
This is
It
crazy.
may have been their key sponsor.
Yeah,
their
and
big sponsor.
buses were dropping off nephrologists wrapped by the DaVita, and the dialysis industry was there in full force. Hey, thanks for having me on, man.
You're welcome. I want to one more thing. You remember there was a point, I don't think it's true anymore, where Warren Buffett was the largest shareholder of Coca-Cola and of DaVita, the dialysis centers, and it was basically just like this monopoly when William Randolph Hearst was the largest consumer of paper because he was a publishing magnate, publishing so many magazines, and also the largest owner of forests in the United States. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, and I don't see a conspiracy there, but it's kind of it's like hedging, right? Warren Buffett had his first Coca-Cola when he was just a kid, and he's like, "This is the most amazing liquid on earth," and so he ends up that in Cinnabon, right? I mean, he's a simple guy, and I understand how you could love Coca-Cola and think that it's so terrific that it's a good investment, and it has been for a lot of people. And we're not going to get anywhere saying that it doesn't taste good. That's I think a provable lie. And I think you could also see the advantages to investing in dialysis. Remember when I got that dialysis center app, and so you just turn it on, and you find out where there's a dialysis center, and it turned out that CrossFit gyms in the U.S. and dialysis centers in numbers were neck and neck competing.
I remember that. That was when we were at like 7,500.
Yeah, and there's like 7,500 U.S. CrossFit gyms, and there's 7,500 dialysis centers. Then we started looking for is there a CrossFit gym in a mall with a dialysis center, and indeed there are more than a few. But there's 2 dialysis centers at LAX. But the app's a trip. You could set it to ding when you drive by one. You just drive down through LA, the streets of LA, and you're getting a ding every couple of minutes. But I don't think you have to be. I see this conspiracy of interest.
Yeah.
Concept again.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
And we'll see you soon.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Greg Glassman. These are becoming my favorite shows.
I have to study for them. In order to have meaningful contribution, I literally have to study, and we probably need to put them about 4 hours later in the day.
Imagine spending just 20 years on something. Let me go back a little bit. The weird thing about CrossFit is you can't buy what CrossFit is, right? Because it's built in no matter how much money you have, you can't buy this community, whatever it is, this group of people. I don't know what you call it. This movement. Mm-hmm. So he spends 20 years making it, and then someone does try to buy it, and he sells it. Excuse me. It's just a trip. So now, and it's alive, and it's big, right? It's kind of alive. It's as close as you can get to being alive.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's over there looking at it, and it's but it's not his anymore.
Mm.
It's weird.
I also think there's 2 different camps in CrossFit.
What do you mean?
2 different schools of thought. There's the school of thought of the methodology, which is saving lives, and people are going after that portion of it. Right. So that to me is the coach that looks at somebody and goes, "Oh, they have tight ankles, so that's why they have tight ankles and their stance is narrow, so that's why they're not able to get all the way down into their squat, or that's why it doesn't." We need to go ahead and look at those and solve those problems, and it's going to better the range of motion.
Right.
And then there's the CrossFit Games camp that are in it for the athlete, and they call it a sport. And they look at somebody and they say, Well, that's a no rep. You understand me with that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're watching the same exact person squat, but one of them is saying, hold on, there's some mobility issues. We could fix that. Yeah, snatch is important for people that are 60, but they probably won't pass by a PVC pipe or a 15-pound bar. And because the neurological connections, the balance, the accuracy, the speed that they're going to develop from that is unmatched in any other movement that they're going to do. And then there's another one that's like, they got to do a squat snatch. They're not low
Dude,
enough.
it's so funny you're saying that. I want to show you this video that Hillary
Most
has.
people don't know which camp they're in.
Hey, and not only that, there's the fact that like, hey, CrossFit is what it is now, and like they don't realize the importance of like that it's a threat to the status quo. Like that Ethan Noriega guy or whatever his name is, that guy has fucking no clue what CrossFit is. But by the way, I'll tell you, there's two different camps. There's people who know how to think, and then there's people who are being thought. If you think you are your thoughts, you're being thought. You don't know how to think yet, and that's okay. Most people don't ever get there, but you got to try to think. It's a little scary, but once you can start thinking, like the people who like the Flat Earth show, it's because they're impressed by the thinking. It's like it's like once you enjoy watching humans move, like you can enjoy anything. You can enjoy watching babies walk. You enjoy watching people juggle. You enjoy people like, and once you start to, you have the ability to do it. So thinking's like that. You just want to see people think.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never thought, you don't even know what I'm saying. Like it sounds like I'm talking about aliens, and you don't know what you don't know. If you've never thought once in your life. I want to show you this video. This video fucked me up that Hiller made in a really, really subtle way. And it touches exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And
It's
just
go ahead.
A quick point on that is
Yeah.
the best gyms understand the difference and know how to toggle back and forth.
Oh, interesting. So here's Annie Thor's daughter with 2 no reps, but I'm fucking, but if I'm in the gym, I give her these, but just with like all day, every day. And so when I see this, I'm torn. I mean, I give her a cue. Like I see my wife squat like this sometimes when she first starts.
Well, here she's in a competition, and you just said she's in the gym. Unless there's a local competition going on, she's not in a competition.
Who?
This thing you just said, because you said here it's a no rep, but if she was in the gym, I'd give her them.
Yeah.
So that's the part that people can't switch. She's in the gym.
Yeah.
You're giving her cues to move better as opposed to in a competition. The rep
like if what I'm saying is if my wife had to do 20 of these, I wouldn't no rep her for these first 2, but I would cue her, hey, fix your shit.
Mm-hmm.
But these are still fucking great squats. They're just she could work on them. So look, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. So she goes down here, and so she gets the bag up. I forget how many she has to do, 20 or 30 of these, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I like it. She's trying to keep her heels down. That one's still no good. And then right here, she fixes it, right? Yep. She gets into it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck, like.
But you could
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you could see what went wrong in those first one, right? It was pushed forward. Her knees came forward first. She didn't send her hips back.
Okay,
that's why she missed depth.
Right.
And so if you were watching somebody who is new in the gym, you would look at them and you wouldn't say that's a no rep, she didn't meet the standard. You would say, hey, Annie, on this next one, stand taller, give yourself a quick little breath. Now think about sitting back into your heels. But in competition, there's no way she's like, it's a completely different animal.
She missed depth because of those things you said, but she reached maximum depth for that bad positioning.
Right.
You get what
Yes.
And because of that, like because of that, it pains me to I get stuck because I'm not. I know she's still getting stimulus there. Right. It's kind of like if a guy makes an incredible catch, but only 1 foot's in bounds, and you're like, fuck, in the NFL, right?
Right. Right.
But it's like, fuck, dude, that was an incredible fucking catch, great focus.
Catch. Yeah.
But no one's ever gonna remember or see it because
just happened just to not get your foot down in time, the other foot down in time, right?
Sevan, if you want to get canceled, talk about Annie peeing during events. That will enrage some people in space for sure. She's peeing. Does she pee there?
Yeah, and it's not just Annie. That happens. That's common. That's common. And talking with some of the medical staff, it's common enough to where they, even say, I wonder if there'd be a CrossFit diaper for some of these competitions.
There's
Not
one
the
game
same.
that Fisa Goffi just was just on the show just talking about it. Like, yeah, he was just peeing all over the place during the games.
Mhm.
I didn't know Annie did that too. I know Jason Khalipa and Lucas Parker, the redheaded guy. I remember twice interviewing them after events in Carson, and both of them were lying there, and I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on? They're like, I'm peeing involuntarily. I mean, it even happens to boys.
Mm-hmm.
Probably different mechanism. JY Barbell has 1,500 followers. Oh, did you know what we did to him last night?
No,
I wonder if he's going to be pissed at this. I'm going to show you.
You
So
look-
last night I had Hiller on. I wanted to check in with Hiller, and we oh shit. And Hiller was like, "Hey, we were talking about buying Instagram followers,
Yeah.
and we were wondering like if it's possible." And so
It is.
last night, John Young's account had like 165 followers, and Hiller bought him 1,200 followers. And look, there they are this morning.
Yeah. It's bots. Well, that's what I was just saying about the person who followed me with 1 million+ followers, but no comments, no interaction, no engagement. And I went, oh shit, you just bought them.
I think it's five. It's $5,000 to buy. It's $100 to buy 20,000 followers. So it's $1,000 to buy 200,000. No, sorry. What did I say? 500 for 20,000.
Yep.
So if 10 times that. No, wait. What the fuck am I saying? No, it's $100 to buy 20,000. So times that by 10, 200,000 followers for $1,000. So for $5,000, I could get 1 million followers.
Yeah. Until Instagram does a clean out of bots and they all disappear. Because at some point they go through like cleansing those out, right? I mean, at least I think they used to. I don't know if it's still a thing, but
I want to get I want to start another account. God, can we get a sponsor to pay for this? I want to get another account, make it the Sevan Podcast account, buy the blue check mark, and buy 1 million followers for it.
why? So people know we bought fake followers.
Yeah, just run with it. Just fight. But dude, we could get better guests. Better's not the right word. More high
We know
profile.
it. They're gonna just look into it and be like,
No, dude, they're not. No, dude, they're not. They're not at all, dude. They're not at all gonna look into it.
That's amazing that you guys bought that. I was like listening or watching it in the thread. I didn't-
Philip Kelly, Hiller bought 2,500. I thought. I think you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Some of them get cleaned out.
Just like right away.
Yeah, well, remember when they were saying like when Elon was going to take over Twitter, he was like, I'm going to try to red Twitter as much bots as we possibly can, and it was supposedly going to drop it by like some significant percentage of users because they weren't actually real users; they were just bots.
Oh. And did he do that?
I don't know. I
I'm
just remember
going
that
to-
being a thing.
I'm gonna call. I should put people's phone numbers into this phone.
Yeah, like save your go-tos.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see if. Hey, when do I get to call Laura Horvat again?
October
Okay, October. That's good. I can.
before Rogue, maybe have like a relevant Rogue question.
Oh yeah. I like that.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, I was wondering if we could grab dinner at Rogue.
Here's a real question. Did she now save your number? And
Oh,
text.
I can't get through his.
Yeah, because you're on that do not
At the
disturb.
tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Andrew, save this number. This is the give this number security clearance. This is the studio phone number. The
Security.
Sevan Podcast, please. Thank you. Peace and love. Crowdsource money for the fake account. The thing is if you guys give me $5,000, I'll probably like buy a drone or something. So I need like a sponsor, like just to like give the money to Sousa, and then we just do it. You know what I mean? Like I'll buy a new monitor for my desk or something if you give me the money.
Hey, do you think if we did that, we have 1 million followers, we buy the blue check mark, right? And then we grab some random guest that's like like a high profile guest.
Yeah.
And then you think you bring them on here and you tell the story. Do you think that they would feel like pissed off, like we duped them somehow?
I don't think so, because it's still a good show.
No, definitely. But like, just like, so we went on our first date and you lied about the house you were in and you had a nicer car, but you still were a good dude once after we went on the date. But the whole shit you did to first drag me in was a facade. But I had a great time on the date. Am I still pissed off? Or am I just cool with it now?
Hey, is there anyone who just out there who does that, who admits they have a fake account? I mean, it's so our shtick just to lean into shit.
Yeah.
I think a blue check mark is like $19 a month or something, or $9
Really?
a month.
Wow. $19 a month? It's so funny now, because before you used to see like the blue check mark and you'd be like, oh, and you'd like click it, look at who they were, and you'd see they have a following or like whatever. And now you just click and they have like 200 followers. You're like, oh, okay. This means nothing now.
Hey,
Hello.
hey,
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Hey, David Taylor. I've been listening to your program a long time.
Oh, good. So you're a cool dude. You're not gonna be hostile.
Might be hostile.
No.
Oh, good.
I wanted to back up to something you were talking about a few minutes ago about Hiller's video
Oh yeah,
with the squat depth.
yeah.
We used to talk about this, a similar type of thing in landscape painting or figure painting when I was in college. We'd do our painting, we'd put it up for like to critique in front of the class. And the instructor would look at it and goes, wow, you know, that leg, you really painted the hell out of it. You can see the blood, it's proportioned great. Unfortunately, it's in the wrong spot. And you'd be like, no, but I painted it, it looks great. I said, yeah, but it doesn't look the way it's supposed to. You got to scrape it off. You got to redo it.
Like it doesn't match the
And that's what
natural
that made me
anatomy.
think.
It doesn't match the natural anatomy of a human or something. Like it can't. That's not where legs are.
Right. And again, the purpose of that particular assignment was to paint it so it matches. So it's not some sort of cubism or,
Okay.
you know, the premise is to do it so it looks right. But that's what that made me think about, what Matt and you were bringing up about the video.
Right. Okay.
And
yeah.
then-
Look at that connections. Connections. That's your brain working.
That's one of the things I like about your program is the connections you make that seem so obscure, and that you have to think in order to make those analogous connections, because that's what gives you first, second, third level matches, and that just creates depth, and makes you ask that why question, and that's what I appreciate about your program and the people you have on here.
Thank you. It makes life fun too, right? Life is so fucking fun. Once you can think, life's a blast.
All right,
All
I'll let you guys go.
Okay, cool. Thanks for calling, dude.
Thanks for
All right,
calling.
hey, are you a foreigner?
He gone.
Oh. You think he's a foreigner?
No.
He had some sort of weird affect in his voice.
Might have just been nervous. You know, many people like message me that are like, I wanted to call in and talk about this, but I didn't because I got nervous. Or people that'll call in and then message and then be like, oh my gosh, I didn't hardly knew what I was saying. I got nervous.
Hey,
Could have been because of that.
yeah, dude, ignore the people in the comments when you call that like say hang up and shit. Those people, like, fuck those people.
It's pretty much everybody, and I think at this point it's just a
Fuck
bit
all
as
you
part of
then.
the
Yeah,
show, right?
Oh, right. Like
They can do it
1999
right
or
away.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the people making fun of you in comments. It's like I like you. Don't ignore them. Like if you're being a bad guest, I'll probably tell you. I'll be like, I'll just hang up on you, or I'll be like, okay, we're done. Swag always listens to the chat.
Yeah. That's gonna be steer you in the right direction.
Mr. Dick Butter. It's because assholes like me will say hang up. You can do that. I'm about to call and hang up on Sevan. I'll have your phone number then, though.
Okay, we'll call you back every show.
I get a little nervous. Oh, I should show you guys this. Did you guys see the NFL shirt we have that's not an NFL shirt in tribute to one of our favorite guests, Tyson Bagent? Look at that. Bam. It's cool.
Yeah, cool colors.
I wear the I got the visor too. I wear the shit out of the visor. Oh wow, look it. I wear the gold visor.
I think there's gold, silver, and white now.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen those other color ones. I play tennis with that on. Actually, I wear it. I'll put it on right when I'm done here. Oh, here we go. Caller, hi. Are you gonna hang up?
Oh, hey, what's up, Sevan?
Hey.
Hey, Souza, this is AJ from the DMs.
Hey, what's up, AJ from the DMs? How you
Do
doing?
you know who he's talking? Do you know who it is, or do you have no clue?
Got no clue.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. That's besides the point. I wanted to call in earlier when Greg was on, but I didn't really want to put him on the spot. Kind of a random question. Do you guys think he'll ever go back and do the old CrossFit seminars?
What do you mean?
Oh, you mean like him go and like for 2 days he teach all the L1s, the entire L1 himself?
Yeah, either that or just like when he used to do like the throwback like it's behind CrossFit and all that.
When he used to do what?
He used to do like the science like behind CrossFit lectures, and everybody would sit there and like learn a shit ton.
I don't know. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't remember that, but dude, I don't know. That's interesting. I don't think he will. No, I don't think he will. Dude, call him and put him on the spot. He's cool as shit. He's like so fucking relaxed. Ask him anything. Yeah.
All right, cool. Next time he's on, maybe next week I'll give him a call.
Yeah.
Wait,
Would you
AJ,
like that? Would you go to that to hear him do that?
Oh, 100%, man. He's a genius.
Hey, I know, isn't it great that he's a genius? It's so fun listening to him talk. That's why I wish, like, I feel bad for that guy, Enrique. It's like, dude, you're like caught up in your own shit. Like, just listen. He's going to tell you're going to get to pick some fucking nuggets of gold out of there. Quit getting hung up on shit. Like, he's like, I don't want to hear his politics or like the election wasn't stolen. Like, dude, now you're just making shit up. Like, you're missing the genius of what he's saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
Yeah,
AJ.
so I did my L2 this weekend, and I was sitting there listening to it, and it was just like reminding me of the old videos when he used to give his lectures. And I thought it'd be awesome just to like hear it straight from him.
Hey, how was your L2?
Oh, it was awesome, man. I did it at Mako Athletics here in Pensacola, Florida. And
Oh, you're not in
I've been
Washington?
Oh, no, the phone number's from Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did the L2 over the weekend, and I've been coaching for 5 years, doing CrossFit for 10. But it just really opens your eyes of like how you can be a better coach, and just going back to the basics really of just like doing the progressions and the movements, and caring more about your athletes, just getting like more involved in every single person rather than just like focusing on the ones that need the most help.
Which was the hardest for you to get down when you would do the breakout groups as far as the coaching, verbal, visual, or tactile?
From the feedback I got from the L2 staff, it was the visual cues. So just like being in a better position for them to see me, like demoing it, as well as just like going through the progressions with them instead of just being like, all right, here's the push jerk. And what's really hard for me also is like not talking while I demo it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, because people are just focusing on what you're saying rather than, you actually doing the movement. So it's kind of like confusing in their brains. But
hey, was there anybody who, because that's very typical that's the hardest one for everybody to do. Was there anybody who was really?
It is. That's true what you just said?
Yeah, because they're out of those three types of coaching, they'll do a breakout group. They'll tell AJ like, okay, you're going to teach push press and you could only use visual. So you can't talk, you can't touch them.
Oh.
And so that usually once you like narrow it down and isolate it to just that's tough. Was there anybody that was really exceptional at it in your breakout group, AJ, that you remember?
no, it really just seemed like everybody had to work on something.
Right.
That's what's cool about the course is like, no matter how long you've been coaching or how good of a coach you think you are, like you can always be better.
Yeah, it was funny because that was one of the ones that I felt that I was pretty good at. And instantly one of the seminar people stopped and says, do you have a deaf member at your gym? And I said, I do. And they go, okay, you've had a lot of practice with this. And that was the one reason why I felt
Wow.
comfortable with it, was because one of my long-term members, Reyes, is deaf. He actually works for the School of Deaf in Fremont as well.
Could we have a deaf person on the podcast?
Yes.
Okay, we'll
Because
talk
we would
about
have
that
to get
later.
a translator involved. And this was the same gentleman that I was talking about that had the first day at his L1 had a translator who did CrossFit, and it was an awesome experience. Second day, he had a translator that did not do CrossFit, and the person freaked out mid-lecture and just left him. And I would try, this was a couple years back, and then I tried to work with CrossFit to see if they would allow him to come back and maybe get that second day or do more in the test, because he basically missed 50% of it due to the fact that then he didn't have a translator. And you know how it is, that L2 even moves really quickly. So imagine not being able to hear anything through that and trying to keep up with that.
Yeah, for sure.
AJ, does your last name start with a B?
It does.
I do know you from the DMs. I rescind my last comment.
Yeah.
He knows your dick pics.
Yeah, I recognize that dick pic anywhere.
Hey, dude, thanks for calling.
You have my number, Sousa.
Awesome.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, brother.
Adios.
See ya.
Hey,
I did remember him.
two things.
Yep.
Do you want to hear about? I want to piggyback off of your level 2 shit, or find out? Do you want to know why people don't like to play sports with me? You get to see which story.
I feel like we should have to piggyback off the first one because it's relevant, but I'm way more curious about why people don't want to play sports with you.
Okay, I'll tell you why people want to play sports with me next. Hey, I know that if CrossFit gave me $20,000, I know if they gave me $20,000 to go to a seminar for a weekend and take my 3 cameras there and just let me talk to all the people there for 2 days, like, you know, like when they're on their breaks, not interfere with the class at all.
Right.
Then I could keep $10,000 for myself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then I could give $10,000 to, I don't know, Patrick Rios or someone.
Okay.
To give the footage, because I don't have time to edit that shit.
Right. Post-production.
Because I'm fucking around with my own shit. Yeah. That they would like it would be the best, and they had me do that once a month. It would just change the whole fucking entire trajectory of the fucking company. I know that. And so the only pushback you could have is he's wrong or we're stupid. Dude, it's such a dude. They should give me $50,000 a weekend to do that. I'll keep 40 and I'll give 10 to an editor. Hey, by the way, the last time I told this story, it was $10,000. There's no fucking way I do it for $10,000 now. Do you know what I mean?
Even if it was in Santa Cruz, so it's super convenient for you to go up the street.
Nope.
That's a bummer.
No.
Because I would have liked to see it done for 10,000. I just like to see it done.
Because then I have to come home and edit that shit, and I'm not fucking doing that. And my sponsors are the I don't want to call them sponsors. The people who are supporting this podcast are giving me money now, and it's like I mean I live life on the edge, you know, like I live like close. I fly the plane low, but I'm not giving up time for my kids to do that anymore. I don't. And dude, and soon it's gonna be $50,000. I mean, it's like 2 years away for like, hey, then it's going to be like, hey, I won't do it at all. And this is going to sound even more fucking dickheady, but Susan, but I don't think there's someone else who can do it unless they were to tag along with me for like a year and I could teach them.
Like me?
Yeah. And yeah.
Tag along. Hey.
You got to ask them all sorts of weird questions. You got to go up to the lady with the fucking tracheotomy in the front row and be like, so why are you here? And like fucking like talk to her.
Totally. If you're
why and I'm friends with Dave and Nicole and Dawn. I mean, I'm acquaintances with Dawn. I'm friends with Dave and Nicole. Why wouldn't they just have me do that?
If you're somebody who's just looking to get in shape, right, and you search out, you want to do something where it's a group class because you want to be around other people and you don't want to have to worry about your own routine. So you just want to show up and go through the thing. And you're looking at gyms and you see F45, Orange Theory, and then your local CrossFit gym. Out of those 3, what would be the biggest differentiator that CrossFit has that would separate them from the other 2? And you can't say community because that doesn't mean shit to anybody who's on the outside of it. And all those other gyms also have the relevant communities.
Okay, instruction, nutrition, community,
Can't say community.
crazy, crazy experience, years and years of what we call like R&D, what's worked, what hasn't worked, or just a constant refinement of the coaching.
Yeah. So I would say the education and the coaching, the L1.
And it's holistic as a motherfucker. You have the people, you have the nutrition, you have the movement.
Right. And I think the biggest differentiator is the L1 and the thing that the punch that packs when you go to that course, and how it's open for not even people that are looking to coach, but just looking to advance their knowledge of the CrossFit methodology. And so I think, giving to your point, if the more and more CrossFit can highlight the L1, but then humanize it by telling the stories of the people that are in those classes, which is what you just said, that's a huge differentiator that F45 and Orange Theory, they can't tap into it because they don't have those courses.
Although the truth is I could do it for them. But I could go to their gym and do something similar for them. Would you make 10,000 version different than 20,000? No, not at all. Here's the whole thing it comes down to. I would just go there because I just love doing it. And I would take 3 cameras on 3 gimbals, and I'd walk into an L1, and I would just film all the lectures. And every free second that they had when they went through different movements, I would interview people. Why are you here? How long have you been doing CrossFit? What's your favorite takeaway? And I would fucking get B-roll of every single person there, and I would get beautiful questions with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, and it would fucking just move the needle. If you just had me do that once a month for fucking 3 years, you would see it would sell so many fucking L1s and so many fucking affiliates. It would be this triple effect. There'd be just layering and layering, and it would be fucking nuts. I mean, it's what I'm made to do. I can't believe it. No, there wouldn't be a difference. Just the only thing is the $10,000 version is I shoot it, and I guess I could give them the footage and they could edit it. The 20,000 version is I give them the final edits.
Yeah.
But eventually I'm not going to fucking it's hard for me to leave my house. I'm so glad to be home. Holy shit.
And that one L1 would break into multiple videos with multiple stories, because out of let's say the 50 people that are there that weekend, there's going to be 10 with incredible stories. So you're going to have 10 videos.
Incredible stories.
Yeah.
Incredible stories. Hey, someone said Dave could probably get it for you to do it for 10,000. That sucks that it's that obvious. Sevan, have you asked Dave? No. I have not. Kind of. A couple of years ago, when they fired me, I started making these for them. But all the ones that I made for them, the people were wearing masks, so they know I can do it. They're just, I don't know. I don't even know if Dave and Nicole believe it. I mean, let's just go the opposite way. Maybe I'm just a completely fucking delusional fucking dingbat, and it's not true. But God, I have so much evidence that it is true from my fucking years of working there, and I can just tell Don, hey, go open the books and look at what happened in 2017. Go look what happened in 2009. I can tell you the times that I was promoting the L1. I could change their whole shit. Hey, and it's only going to get crazier. Do you think CrossFit would ever sponsor this? And hey, that's a way they can contribute to this podcast without being affiliated with the podcast.
What do you mean? Like pay you to go do those L1s?
Yeah, because they don't. They have an issue with the fact that one of my favorite groups growing up was NWA. I get it.
I think that, and I've said this before, that the health of the L1, like the more people that are crammed into those things and they're just selling out weekend after weekend, is a direct correlation to the health of CrossFit as a company. Because the more people that are going into the L1s that want to elevate to coaches or to know more about the methodology, a certain percentage of them are going to convert into affiliate owners. And then the ones that don't have any interest in owning their own business are just going to fill the pipeline for current affiliates to have more knowledgeable, people and coaches that could eventually become full-time coaches, or, even just part-time coaches in the gym, which significantly help out the existing affiliates. And the education, like I just said, is the biggest differentiator between CrossFit and the other fitness options out there. And so the more that they're highlighting that, it creates a status, just like we've done on this show. So we talk about it, we harp on it, and you talk about how great it is. And all
the people who have their L1 have like a little bit more status.
Yeah. And inside their gym, they got their L1. They're going to this weekend. People celebrate it.
It's an interesting kind of status, though, too. It's kind of like,
Not like you're going there.
It's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's not like something you can buy. It's like, oh, that person went to their L1. They have some intimacy and some knowledge that I don't have. It's not like, oh, they have a Rolls Royce, so they have better status. It's better than that.
Right. It's you are into CrossFit so much that you took it upon yourself to go and learn more about the methodology and really dive into it with the course.
There was something. UTFO. Yeah, I listened to them. And let me be clear. It's not the fact that I listen to NWA. It's the fact that I sing the lyrics out loud, and I don't. And Two Life Crew and in my car loud with the windows down. People, the world can hear me. Sebi, if you want to do the 100 words video footage, I'll narrate it for an autograph and that chocolate dick. 100 words, what? Narrate it? Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Where was Sema Globe saying this? We started Sema Globes. Listen carefully, people. We started reading the L1 as a group on Zoom if anyone wants to join. What the fuck?
That's
How
awesome.
am I the last one to know about that? Who's in charge of the affiliate department? They should be whoever's in charge of that should be like, dude, you should fucking call me. Like, you're dropping the ball by not calling me and be like, hey, will you come? Will you do? You should be colluding with whoever runs the L1s. Call her. Hi.
Hey, Simone. Hey, Matt.
What's going on?
This is Rory. I just opened an affiliate in San Francisco. I've been with Matt back and forth over the past year or so.
Yep. Congratulations too, brother. You got something coming up soon, don't you?
Yeah. We're having like a kind of, I guess, official opening or celebration in 2 weeks from now. But we've been kind of going with it now about 2.5. It'll be right around 3 months by the time we kind of have that official. I just wanted to call in and share we're doing a memorial workout today that I created, and I have a few gyms back home in Ireland that are doing it as well.
What's the name of your gym, and do you have a website?
Yeah, we have a website on Instagram. It's FIOR, fear.fit.cf.
Okay.
On our last post was a memorial workout that we're taking on today. We had a couple of classes do it this morning. We have classes this afternoon doing it as well. It's in memory of my sister and a bunch of other 30 others who were killed in a atrocity back in Northern Ireland 20 years ago today. So I just like to share the workout, and if anyone that watches the show or wants to jump in on the workout and take it on as well.
Fior Fitness, FIOR.fitness.cf. At 3:10 p.m., August 15th, 1998, an atrocity took place in Omaha that took 31 lives, severely injuring hundreds and impacting the lives of countless others. Through tragedy and loss, families became closer, communities came together, and it became the initiation for change for the country. This week marks the 25th anniversary of the Omaha bombing, so we'd like to dedicate a memorial workout to those who lost their lives, including our sister, Jolene. Did I say her name right?
Yep.
Undoubtedly, the event of that day have shaped why we see value in bringing people together and working hard together. Wow, dude. That's crazy. You lost your sister. Hey, are your parents still alive?
Yeah.
I
had two sisters that were both in it. One got severely injured and one unfortunately died.
How severe? Any brain trauma?
Not brain trauma. Massive skin grafting, lost a chunk out of her leg. Her right arm was severely kind of mutilated, but it's came back and she got full mobility back in it. But she'll be doing the workout somewhere at home as well.
Hey, how many siblings do you have? Just those two sisters?
No, I have 2 brothers as well.
Oh, shit, big family. And did you say your parents are still alive?
Yeah, they're both alive, yeah.
I met a guy at the games. I didn't meet him. I know a guy at the games. A lot of you know him. And he has everything a human being could possibly want. And he lost a child.
Mm-hmm.
He lost a child, a teenage child. dude, and he was telling me the story, and it's basically like when that happens to you, you're done. Like, you basically just, your life turns into just a living fucking nightmare, and you just fucking like, it's over. It's
Yeah,
like
well-
your shit's all fucked up. I just can't even fucking imagine. I mean, this guy has everything. You know what I mean? He's got surrounded by love and money, and it's just like so much love. And this guy's so genuine. He's one of the coolest dudes I know. I can't believe I've known him for so many years. I'd never heard the story. I was stoked he told it to me. But man, your parents, man. Whew.
Yeah. So my sister was the oldest of our family. She was 17 when
Oh, fuck.
but it like, obviously my other sister was in hospital for quite a few months after it, and so I kind of, the rest of my larger family kind of really came around and helped with us younger kids, and then it's definitely would have brought us closer as a family. And I still
Yeah,
wouldn't
this
look-
guy's close with his family. That's funny you say that. This guy, I guess it can do two things. It could tear your fucking family apart, or this guy's family's crazy close.
Yeah, especially I come from like a pretty rural part of Ireland, so it's like a small town community, real super small parish, and so most of my family still live there. So.
Is that why you left?
No,
Oh.
I don't think. No.
Why did you open a
I-
gym in San Francisco? Should I have you on a show and just talk to you about this? Is something wrong with you? I mean that. I'm not even joking.
No, we can talk it over. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I've been living here for 10 years now, and my wife and I were both coaching at another affiliate for a number of years, and we put a lot of effort. Really loved that affiliate, loved that community, and just wanted to create more of the same ourselves. So, kind of, I spoke to Matt, I would say almost 1 year ago on the phone. He kind of really helped me through the early kind of process of figuring out what to do, and then it took a little while to get real estate, but we got opened just in June, and things have been growing nicely.
Hey, you got a picture here you posted 9 weeks ago. And this is either the Gay Men's Choir of San Francisco or the Irish World Cup team. These are the whitest motherfuckers I've ever seen. I hope these guys. I hope you gave them big old sombreros when they went outside. It's okay if you're Irish to culturally appropriate the sombrero. You need it. These motherfuckers are like skin cancer patients walking around. Look at these fucking guys.
Well,
Who the fuck are these white guys?
they come to the city because it's foggy most of the time. So.
Oh, good. Jesus Christ. This isn't even white. This is like Pat Vellner.
Protects them.
Hey, anytime you think
Transparent.
white people are privileged, just pull this photo up and fucking fix you real quick. There's nothing privileged about being this white. Jesus Christ. Who are these guys?
It's a local. So I grew up playing a sport called Gaelic football.
Uh-huh. Oh, it is
we
gay
still-
football. So it is gay football.
Yeah, Gaelic football.
Oh, Gaelic. Oh, Gaelic. Is that Gaylick?
Perfect spelling.
Thank
Perfect
you.
pronunciation. Yeah, so I grew up playing that, and then we have there's 4 or 5 men's teams in San Francisco, and there's 2 female teams. So we still play it regularly over here.
All right. Stay in touch, dude. Good job keeping your sister's the memory of that alive, and yeah, I could hear it in your voice that it's fucking intense for you. But so thanks for sharing.
Yeah. The workout, if anyone wants to take it on, it is not a fun workout. It's a long grind, but it's kind of the idea of these memorial style workouts that you kind of gives you an opportunity to go inside and just think your way through it.
31-minute AMRAP, 8 push press, 15 bar over burpees every 3 minutes. Complete 10 wall balls. Oh, this How We Do It says that Brian Friend loves Gaelic football. That's cool.
Yeah, it would be a perfect random sport for him to be statistic.
All right, brother. Thank you very much, Rory.
Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thanks,
ciao.
Corey. Talk soon.
Thanks for fucking bringing us all down.
Oh, it didn't bring us down. Just wanted to
Oh.
get it out there.
Oh, okay.
I think I might go to his gym on that Saturday.
The grand opening. What's the day on it?
I forget. I think it was like the 28th or something. He says in 2 weeks.
I would love to take my kids to see the Golden Gate Bridge and walk across it with them.
Mm.
Sevan's had his share of gay licks.
26th, I think it was.
So you want to hear the story about how I know why no one likes playing sports with me?
Obviously, yes.
So I had this buddy I played racquetball with in college. I've told this story before. 2 buddies. I played one with a year, and the guy's like, "Fuck you, I ain't playing with you anymore." And I go, "Why?" And he's like, "Because you never compliment me. You never say good job." I'm like, "That's weird." And then the second guy was just like, "Hey, dude, you're just fucking too intense. You're just too fucking intense in there." And so, like, part of me is like, God, these guys are fucking assholes. Like, I got all defensive. But another part of me is like, hey, that's weird. That's weird that the 2 dudes you play racquetball with, like, do you smell? Do you fart in there? Do they know that you're fucking fantasizing about their butthole the whole time that you're in there? Like, why? What is
You
up?
beat him every time or something?
No, not even. I mean, I think I was. It was like I was 51%, but I was 51% winner, and they were 49. I'll say that. Right.
Okay.
And they fancied themselves as athletes, and I was just I fancy myself as nothing. Ding dong. So yesterday, my son there's this other kid. I don't know if this is true or not, but he's the best kid, playing kid in tennis besides my son for his age in the area. They're the 2 best kids at their age in tennis in the area, let's say. In the area, I mean, let's say within 50 miles of my house. No, that's not true. I forgot about the Asian kids over the hill. Within 20 miles of my house.
Okay.
If you go south, it's within 400 miles. But if you go north, it's only 10 miles. There's the Asian kids there. But so this kid's out of school, and we go over to his house to play tennis. So my kid can play their kid, right? And they have tennis courts in their compound on their property, in their neighborhood, in their gated community. So we go there and they play, and then afterwards, I asked the lady, the mom, I said, "Hey, do you want to play doubles, me and you against the 2 boys?" And she's like, "Fuck yeah!" And they all 3 play tennis, and I don't play tennis. But I play tennis every day. But I play a game that I made up called short court, and I play it with the boys. And the whole entire time I play the game, I talk.
Talk shit or just talk in general?
Chirp, everything. Like, fuck. Oh my God, look at that topspin. Holy shit, you look tired. It's in, even though I know it's going out.
Okay.
And I know one time that several times the tennis coach has said to me, "Hey, dude, do you feel good talking shit to your kids?" I'm like, "Yeah, I feel great about it," because I warm my kids up, and he walks up while I'm warming them up, and I'm just crushing them.
What are you playing? Mind game, baby. What are you playing?
Mind games the whole time. I always go, "I'm the king of short court." You're looking at the king, royalty. Like I always do that, royalty. I'm the king of short court. They're like, "We're better than you at tennis." I said, "I'm the king of short court." Like And so afterwards we played real tennis when we played with them. Like I don't like, you had to serve, you had to say the love and the words, and like when you went to serve, you had to have 2 balls with you and all this stuff, and add in and adds out and all that. And so afterwards we were done, and the mom said to me, looked at the boys, and she goes, "Yeah, this could have been fun if your dad would stop talking." And like she was dead serious. And that's it. That's what it was. It took me fucking 25 years. That's why those dudes didn't like playing with me.
So you're just a shit talker.
I'm just talking shit the whole fucking time. I knew it. Like, I'm just like, fuck, that was a hard hit. Oh, you had no chance at that. You need water? You sure you want to play another game? Just, you know what I mean? Just, just constant, just dicking you down.
Yeah.
Just fucking punking you constantly.
Oh.
Yeah, she's hot. Yeah, she's a pretty lady. Yeah, there's so many. All the moms are all the kids, all the friends we. I think every single one of the kids that my kids are friends with, their moms are like really attractive.
Coincidence?
Their kids, what?
I think not.
I don't vibe any of the moms. Zero. I don't vibe them at all. Like I burp in front of them and just act like just a douche. I don't vibe any mom. No moms vibe me. You have kids and you're just on the straight and narrow. I might as well be a fucking priest, like a naughty priest. Oh, I swear a lot.
Naughty priest. I don't know.
How dare you ask if she's hot? That's totally inappropriate. Fucking dick.
Totally inappropriate. Totally.
You have to be good to talk shit. Yeah, I am good. I'm the king of fucking short court, and we won. We beat those fucking kids, and I'm not the. I think my 8-year-old now can beat me at No, it's not like that. I'm telling you, I don't vibe any of the moms. I don't do any of that. I only vibe my own wife. I don't vibe chicks anymore. Zero. I've turned it completely off.
That knob is
Yeah.
turned all the way down. You see, Will said he's coming to Santa Cruz. He's going to bring his racket. I bet you Will's good at tennis.
He's tall. Maybe they're not attractive. You're just attracted to all moms. That could be it. I'm crazy. Like Ariel Lowen, it's like that with her. I mean, she is attractive, but I'm crazy attracted to her because she's a mom. Like, I like a good mom. I love a good mom. I like moms. So it wasn't always like that.
See, Ariel Lowen shouted us out in her one of the event recaps of the games. Looks
No,
like
she did?
going through all of them. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. She should shout us out in every one.
just all the time.
I mean, every event recap. Neck crack.
I sent the that visor and a shirt to their room that last night we left.
Oh, that's
That
cool.
one we
What kind
got.
of shirt?
CEO shirt.
Oh,
Gabe and Travis had some of the leftover ones from Wadapalooza, the silver ones. The
Yeah.
silver ones on the back. So I went over and snagged it because I knew he was a large and dropped off a visor and a shirt. And I was hoping to run into him that last night, but like, of course, they were probably out celebrating, or she was probably just like done and wanted to just be in the room. And so Grace went over and to the front desk. She's like, "We'll just give it to the front desk. They'll give it to him." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's why you're the brains of the operation." She walked over and
solution oriented.
Yeah, can you send these up, please, to Mr. and Mrs. Lowen's room? No problem.
Pickleball. Yeah, we use a yellow ball on a pickleball court. You're right. It's exactly exactly as pickleball. But we play with a real tennis ball. It's fucking crazy. The room, Ariel Lowen, shirts. Damn, Swolverine sent me 3 extra large shirts.
You know,
And it reminds me of the time that the guy who was doing our shirts. Do you remember there was a company doing our shirts? I think they still do our shirts. There's 2 places. Who's the other company that does our shirts?
as
AsRx.
AsRx.
I wonder if they still sell our shirts. Do they ever send us money for shirts they sell?
Not that I've seen. No.
Don't get
I've
Travis any ideas.
I've definitely
Don't
give no checks, but Travis, make sure you send them to my address. And
let me see this. I have so much of their shit. I really liked it. The Hopper staple. Oh, the Sevan Podcast. Okay.
oh yeah, they got the hoodies.
They have some nice stuff. I have all of this. I wear all this shit every day too. Oh, the green one's so nice.
I have 0 of that.
But here, I have the sweatbands. I know. I have that purple shirt. Oh, that's where I got the purple shirt from. These tank tops are nice. Girls like those. Anyway, I asked them to send Josh Bridges shirts, and they sent the wrong size. And I go, "Hey, dude, you guys sent the wrong size to Josh Bridges." They're like, "Well, we didn't have any of the right size." I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, you don't have a body like Josh Bridges and then want to wear some baggy shit that makes you look like you're fucking homeless.
Just a non-flattering shirt he's just swimming in.
Is that a gay pride shirt? No, people keep thinking that. That is a which is fine, but it's called Splash Paint. It's actually cool. I didn't like it at first, but I really like that sweatshirt. Splash Paint. You got triggered. I get that. I ain't hating.
Triggered.
Splash. It's called Splash Paint or something. What's it called? Do they name it in here? Oh yeah, Splash. Oh, I don't like this. Unisex. CEO Splash. Yeah, it even says Splash on there. I don't like that when people say something and then they're like, no homo. I don't like that. Because it insinuates that being gay, something's wrong with being gay. I don't like that.
Yeah.
No homo. I'm going to be like, fuck you. Homo away.
It's all good. It's all love.
All right. I'm going to get my passports today for my whole family. I'm going to start the process.
Passports?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I got invited somewhere out of the country, and I don't have passport, so I can't go.
God, you're so fucking cool. I'm getting invited fucking anywhere.
It's fucking nuts. I cannot fucking believe I cannot go.
Oh, you can't go?
No, I cannot go. I don't
Oh.
have my passport.
Oh.
To go away for a month.
It's super recent. You can't expedite them?
No, it's happy. It's going to happen fast. Oh, what's this? 11-month. Wow, Sevan used FedEx passport service. 11-month delay. Is that really what it's at?
Really?
Holy shit. A Slater, do you like bunless hot dogs, Sevy? No homo. Dick.
Come on, Slater. Come on. Of course, we love hot dogs. I just eat it long ways.
I can't really enjoy a hot dog. I always feel guilty for some reason, like it's that scummy. But I eat them sometimes. Laura invited him to Hungary. Dude, that would be amazing if I went to Hungary.
Shot a day in life.
Yeah, like what if you know how like Patrick Bet-David went to like interview Tate Fletcher, Jack Tate, Mike Tate,
Andrew Tate, Tate Fletcher. Yeah, in Romania.
And I fucking went to Hungary to fucking film with Laura. Dude, what if I just went there and didn't tell her? What if I just knocked on her door? Hi, I'm here. Do you think she'd invite me in her house? I flew all the way fucking... Yeah? Too far?
Too far. Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the deal. I'm looking for 2 sponsors. One to fly me to Hungary. It's going to be way too expensive because I travel like a fucking...
A princess?
Yeah.
Trapped like a princess.
But I really, really want a sponsor to let us start up a new Instagram account. I really want to get it'll be $5,000. I will fucking blow you to death on the show. And on the Instagram account. And I just want to get a fake Instagram account and get as many followers. Not even fake, it's real. It's a real Instagram account. I stand behind it.
It's a Rinsta.
They're real fake followers. No, I'm not using my Rinsta account. I work too hard.
Those are Rinsta. It's a real Insta.
Yeah. Do you know that? So I had that Sevan Rinsta, and that was my private Instagram account that I didn't let people get into. That's the real Sevan. And then when I lost my other one, I just made that one public.
So wait, what? Can we explore this thing? What's in it for the sponsor?
So like if it's tier, then every single person I'll get from that, so then I'll have 1 million followers, right? And I'll have a blue check mark. And every time I get I'll start getting all these crazy UFC fighters on, or just anyone. Everyone's a sucker for followers in the blue check mark. I'm telling you, it's horse city out there. I'm guilty of it.
Wait, how many posts should we put on this though?
Every time I have a fucking we'll start posting to it all the time. We'll just basically repost everything that's on the Real Sevan podcast to that.
Just also collab with it, so it's all on all of them.
All of them. I don't know about collabs, separate posts. We don't want it it's got to be completely separate. And then but Will, I want to buy 1 million followers for this account too. So then let's say I would have someone on, right? Let's say like the guy who's like the best bowler in the world comes on. I'll be like, hey, I just want to thank Tier for supporting this show. They've always been great. They're really, our relationship with Tier has really allowed us to get a lot of great people on the show.
Build an awesome community.
Yeah.
Of non-bots.
Yeah. Peptides are real, but this account isn't. CA Peptides. No, I think the blue check mark's like, let's say it's $20 a month or something, right? But I need $5,000 to buy 1 million followers. Instagram followers. Oh my goodness.
How to put the debate.
I just think it's a great idea. Hey, can you Google? I want to Google that real quick. Fake. How come we don't? Oh, by the way, if you want that, I'm gonna stop rolling the banner. If you here's some things you guys should get. If you want one of those a Chicago Bears CEO shirts, I don't think I'm allowed to say that, but there's the QR code.
QR code. Yep. Bottom right hand corner. Scan it.
And so many people.
Okay.
There's another one. The CA peptides. It's crazy the feedback I'm getting on that. People are loving that stuff. Hit that QR code and go through their peptides. If you want,
My old
sleep aid-
mattress was fucking trash. My old mattress was fucking trash. It was so hot. I couldn't control the temperature. My wife's boyfriend, everybody was pissed.
Your wife's boyfriend. You fucking kidding me? Is Grace seen that?
She has. She thought it was hilarious. My old mattress was fucking.
Wouldn't it be great if it just if every time I pushed it, it didn't start back at the beginning?
Yeah, it'd be so much better if it was like under 60 seconds.
Hold on. I want to see something really quick.
My old mattress was fucking trash. It was so hot. I couldn't control the temperature. My wife's boyfriend, everybody was pissed about how hot it was. It was crazy.
I was oh shit! I lost you. Where are you?
I'm
There you are.
sorry. Yeah.
I tried to put us on the screen with the ad. There's just no way. I pushed all the
No.
buttons.
Yeah.
Sleep 8 sleep. Hey, will
Eight.
you fuck.
What?
Will you send that to me in a higher the highest res you have? Export it to me. Send it to me.
Okay.
And send me sleep 8's. Did they give us a graphics package or anything?
No.
God, this is gonna fucking take me like 30 minutes of my life to do this, probably, or an hour. Just send it to me, and then I'll go on their website and I'll pull down some shit and I'll re-export it and I'll make it so I'll just doctor it up a little bit. It's
Okay.
gotta. I mean, dude.
My old mattress was fucking trash. It was so hot. I couldn't control the temperature. My wife's boyfriend, everybody was pissed about how hot it was. It was crazy. And you know what?
It's crazy. It needs it needs to say 8 sleep on there. It's got to, right?
Yeah, well, the reason why I did it like that was because it's just supposed to be for our audio version only. But I figured in order to get
you weren't even going for video.
Well, the reason why is that it needs to be like done live on the show. And I was like, the only way where that's going to happen, you remember to do is if you could just click a button. Because if you have to stop halfway through and like try to read something, like that's going to be a tough to remember to do and get the whole thing out and everything else. So I was like, hey, can I just record
send it to Will. Never mind. Send it to Will.
Okay.
Dude, even though he doesn't work for us, he can't help it. He's just a creative dude. He'll start tinkering with it.
Yeah.
He's like, we need some B-roll footage of people in bed. Yeah, send it to him. High res. Include me on it too, so I can bug him.
I think it's like inspiration, and then that's it.
Yeah, send me a check for 10,000 too. Yeah, totally. Hey, dude, I'm gonna send that right now. Hold on.
I'll be your manager, Will, and 10%.
Here you go, Will.
We will pay you in
shit, I
Instagram
lost.
followers, Will. We are paying you in Instagram followers.
Hey, can you see me? Oh, there I am.
Yeah, I can see you. What happened?
I lost my screen because I was pretending to type a check to $10,000.
Oh.
Oh, what is this? You guys should buy the blue check mark for the Sevan Podcast account and then try to get the Sevan Podcast handle back instead of the real Sevan Podcast. Can you imagine what a fucking asshole it is that keeps the Sevan Podcast account? You are a fucking douchebag. I really mean that. You're a fucking asshole.
It's the same one that keeps the CrossFit Livermore handle too.
It's the same person?
I don't know, but they're both fucking
Oh.
douchebags. That's why I have to be CF your favorite _ Livermore instead of at CrossFit Livermore. Because somebody who's not even in fucking business anymore decided to do it because they knew I was going to come into town and just shit all over everything and fucking take complete market.
Take their
share.
business? Yeah, I am gonna wear I'm gonna wear a t-shirt. Sevi, when do we get a video of you in big t-shirt and your plunge? I don't have a plunge. I need a hot tub and a plunge. A hot tub, a sauna and a plunge.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I could be down for the Insta deal, Sevi. Tell me more. I mean, I'm not tier, but I'm pretty cool. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I want to buy an Instagram account. I want to see what it's like to buy 5,000. I want to buy 1 million Instagram followers and get a blue check mark, and then rub myself in Sabbath Essentials. Sabbath Essentials, the only essential oils you should use.
Nice.
This week's guest, Donald Trump, brought to you by Sabbath Essentials. Donald, I just got to tell you something. Our followers are fake.
But you're going to have a great time on the show. Welcome in Donald Trump, everybody.
This show is the best show.
You like that I faded it per your suggestion rather than cut it off?
It's like it's so much better.
Yeah.
I could tell that it was just irritating me.
I'm good with feedback.
I suck because I get so irritated. I just start attacking the person and don't like give feedback. That sucks.
There's a better way.
Look I just knocked over the Colton Mertens card because it wasn't in the right holder. Hello, Alexis Rapp. This isn't the right holder, dude.
And we need to get her on the show.
We need to get Rich Froning on the show. I'm fucking all up in Rich's shit. You want me to call Rich right now?
No, don't call Rich right now. Did you see what he sent us?
No. What'd he say? I'm never coming on the show again.
Yeah.
Oh,
He said
I'm open. Dude, 8 a.m. would be perfect. I'll come on here for 6 a.m. for fucking Rich. Did I say that out loud? Well, let me think. Let me look at my calendar.
Let's check over the schedule and.
What do you know? I am open. At
I happen to be open any
Every
day,
day.
which is.
Okay, fuck, dude. Who's tomorrow is? Who's on tomorrow morning? Oh, the Rolling Stone guy.
Yes. Paul.
I need to be kind of sharp for him.
Okay. What about
the 17th?
could do the 17th.
Or that's Jason Khalipa.
Yep.
And then or what if I bring Rich on after Khalipa at 7:45?
That'd be 9:45 his time.
45 minutes with Khalipa and 45. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Inside his window.
Yeah. What about
Thursday, 17th.
Thursday? It's the 17th. The 17th. At what time should I tell him?
7:45 our time, but that would
9:45 his time?
9:45 his time.
9:45 a.m. What about Thursday the 17th at 9:45 a.m.? Oh. I'm getting so many text messages about people loving Greg.
Coming on, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh. I don't have a passport. I don't have a passport. This is the person asking me about Europe again.
Mm.
I don't have a passport. I am going to check today to get me and the family passports.
I like how we're just like hanging out and you're just rolling through text.
I need to ask Dave a question. I wish I could do my whole. I would really like it if I could do all my shit, my office shit, live on the air. It would I have to do a bunch of shit that I wouldn't like doing normally. But if you guys were on here and just watched me do it, you know what I mean? Like brushing my teeth or like trying to schedule people on the show. Just like it would just be like just cool. Like, hey, what's up, guys? What are you doing? Like it would just be like I have
But
friends
just live the
that-
whole time.
Yeah, just live.
We could do that with that camera. Remember, we just can't do it through StreamYard. But if it's just me pointing a camera at you all day, we could do that.
I want to do like all my domestic shit right now, like pay some bills and shit. Like just let you guys see it all. Judy Reed, you could. We would totally watch. Well, thank you. Sevi, you've changed. I mean, I put this clean shirt on this morning. Glasses. I'm wearing all my glasses are so scratched up that I'm starting to dip into glasses I don't normally wear. Like these don't tint. I used to be thankful for cards, and now I bitch that if I have the wrong stand for the card to Wad Zombie. Is that what you mean? My toe spacers are on. Fasting today, and I want you to know I'm gonna still consume all my Wolverine on my fasting day. I know. Oh, that's not really fasting. Okay, well then call what you want. I don't care. But
I'm not fasting. I'm getting hungry.
I'm taking my pre-workout, my hydration, and my creatine. Oh, do you guys want to see me? Oh. Hold on one second.
I wonder where he's going. This could be interesting.
The fucking historic moment, dude.
What is that?
Fucking historic moment. Sevan, how do you address disabled people with children when they're curious? Is it appropriate to go up and ask them with the kids? I did, and the guy had Parkinson's, was not happy, so I regret it.
Yeah, I think there's so much nuance to that. No, you should just probably explain it and not go up to them.
I mean, what did your kids do? Did they walk up to the guy and go, hey, why are you shaking and moving around like you're fucked up?
Well, she went up there with the kid at the same time.
Why would someone be mad? No, that's a 1 in a million. You can talk to anyone. No one's be mad.
I just
like,
think
hey, what if your kid's never seen someone who's black, or a black person's never seen someone who's white? Like I went to Africa, and I was the first white person people saw, and they come up to you and they can't even fucking believe what they're looking at. I mean, you're not like offended. If your kid never saw like a albino before, and he walked up and he's like just like staring at you, I mean, hey, dude, if you're a fucking if you're different, everywhere you go, people are staring at you, and you gotta fucking accept that. If you're albino, if you're 7 feet tall, if you're the only black dude in fucking Boulder, like, hey, that's the fucking way it is. If you have huge tits, I mean, that's even that, and there's different degrees. Some people are scared of you. Some people are curious, but people want to stare. They want to see new shit.
Yeah, but you don't think that there's a ton of nuance on how you approach that and when to approach it and the context of the situation you're in? I mean, like, I don't think you could just blanket statement say that. In the way,
but I'm not worried about those other people. You're not doing it like it's just your kid's intention. Like if you your kid's not doing anything wrong if he wants to go up to someone and be like, "Excuse me, what happened to your arm?" It's like, dude, your kid is just trying to figure out what's going on in the world.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think there's a lot of nuance to it. And I think the ability and the things that you have with people, like very many people possess the same thing. Like I just been with you in places, and you'll come up, and the way that the interaction and the way that you have to talk with people is very unique, and people are like drawn to it. A lot of people don't have the nuance, and they don't like understand the push and pull of what's happening.
Listen, if you're a straight dude and Heidi comes and talks to you, you're good. But thank you, I appreciate the
yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to help people out, maybe.
Oh fuck, this isn't gonna work. I know you are, and you're a good dude too. Hey, this isn't gonna work. What if I put this gray one back there, so it just highlights the cord?
Yeah. Perfect. And by the way, I wasn't saying what Heidi did was wrong either, so please don't conflate that with me just saying that you have to understand context and nuance in all situations when dealing with human beings.
I could go over the cord.
Yeah, just go over the cord.
I have black ones too. Hey, dude, I sent a bunch of these to John Young.
Good dude.
These are nice, right?
Yeah.
Self-adhesive on the back.
Still not going to help with the fact he has a PC.
John Young does not have a PC.
Yes, he does.
He does? Dude, this is nice shit. I missed it. Wait, what did Heidi did? I missed what Heidi did it. You think I should put it over it? I don't even think you. Here's the thing. I don't even. Tell me if you can see it when I do this. It
you can't see it.
It kind of falls into a crack.
Yeah, it does. And then the shadow of the crack makes it so you don't see the cord.
Do you like the gray? It kind of gives it some nice texture, right? Outlines it.
Yeah. It looks good. I kind of like the cord there because then people have something to complain about. And now that it's covered, they'll just find something else. The devil you know is better than the one you don't.
Uh, 9:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast of the United States on the Sevan Podcast. The cord is now officially. Shit, I almost knocked my coffee over.
Oh.
And look at, if you miss it, I can always go like this. I can always be like, look, guys.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can put it away and be like, okay.
Give him a little something. Look at that in the cloud of cords. There's a couple like aggressive guys in that applaud. Yeah.
Getting crazy. How's that? Does the audio sound dramatically different now that I put up these?
So much better now, dude. It's crazy.
Oh, shit.
It'll really impress those guests we get with that 1 million follower account. Oh, see, here we go. They got something. The colors don't match. Now we have a new thing to complain about.
I have black. I have black.
I fucking called that so quick. I was like, they're just going to pivot from the cord to something else. Now we got they don't match. Now we got the colors. They're not lined up correctly.
I have black. I just don't.
Fuck, I knew that was coming. That's hilarious. You guys crack me up.
Can you see me right now?
Yeah, I could see you. I don't know, Robbie. I think Philip's actually pissed off about it.
What? That the cord's gone?
No, that there's like now the gray looks like a different color. It's not lined up.
Oh, yeah, I did notice this piece is a little flat, but it's lined up pretty good. You think? And then I can go gray here, and then I'll go gray up here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, it looks good. Chill, everyone, chill.
Looks great.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it. What did you do today? I built out my studio in front of a few thousand people.
You think they made it this far in the show?
All right.
Oh, cool. Got some money. Eric Wise, $1.99. Hiding the cord live on air.
I want the cord back. Here, look, dude, Howie. There it is, buddy.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Tomorrow morning we have the gentleman who wrote the article about Dale King for Rolling Stone on. He's a reporter for Rolling Stone. We'll ask him what that's like. What's that like being a reporter for Rolling Stone? I got to stop doing that. Keep trying to do the show like this. It's like, hey, just bring your mic over here. It's cool.
Yeah, there you
go. This is like watching my 11-year-old do the dishes. I totally get that. And then, we have a show tonight.
Yeah.
Ricky Garrard, guys, 6:30. Holy shit. Just gonna straight up ask him, could you have won the CrossFit Games this year? Maybe I'll go through some of the workouts with him. Are you gonna be on that show?
No, I'll be coaching. Got all the afternoon classes.
I hope Caleb's here.
In the intro class. I like teaching the intro class.
Do you want to see some other cool shit that I got?
I think I've seen it all. Unless, of course, you're talking to the audience, which makes a lot more sense.
One of the new cameras we got is a FX30. And it's basically the FX3, but like a holy shit.
Whoa.
Historic moment. Wow. And we can use it for Wadapalooza. It shoots 4K 120. Costas Anton, 50 pounds, historic moment. Thank you. Wow. An art collector.
Sounds like his daughter drew that or something.
Oh. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anton. Costas Anton. Love you guys. See you this evening with Ricky Garrard. Bring your checkbooks. Oh, euros. Sorry, euros. Euros. What did I say?
I don't know.
Pounds?
Dollars?
Euros. Dolores?
Euros.
Wazi, Miami. Yeah, I'm thinking, Gabe. I'm thinking.
Wow.
Oh, God, I'm so fucking glad you fucking brought this up. You need Chris Cooper on again. We're in growth phase of Two Brain, of Two Brain. Changed our business.
We got that coming up.
Hold on a second. There's something I have to tell you guys. Hold on a fucking second. You guys have to hear this. That's so good you said that.
Oh, the survey.
Yes. Okay,
For
listen.
the industry, yeah.
On November 13th of this year, Chris Cooper will be coming on to launch the State of the Industry report. So do you guys remember this magazine here? It's called the State of the Industry. It is so nice. It's basically, it's crazy. If you own a CrossFit gym, you need one of these. They have the PDF online, but it's basically a magazine, and it has every single statistic and piece of data you'd want to know. Average pay that someone makes who's a coach at a gym, average for a manager, how many members are at a gym, what sex they are, it's just every little detail of all of how many gyms? Hold on one second. Let me see. And Cooper puts this together and gives this information away free.
Mm-hmm.
It's thousands. I want to say over 10,000 gyms participate in this every single year. It's just a survey. What the average members are, how long the average member stays in the gym. It's a really cool, the average cost to be a member at a gym. The average, the normal hours, what percentage of gyms are open during what hours. It has everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy transparent. How many of the gyms, these boutique gyms, are CrossFit gyms? How many are not? I'm going to keep this here so I remember to talk about this every show. Shit everywhere now. I got foam stuff.
And we're going to put a link to the survey in the show notes of this show and every show following this show. So you guys could, if you own a gym, please take the survey. It takes a couple of minutes. And that's how they gather the information for that booklet. So
the survey takes 6 minutes to fill out. Oh, I need to make a video asking people to fill it out. Okay, so once again, this is the State of the Industry report survey. It takes 6 minutes to fill out. The link will be in the show notes. And then the survey, which is the largest survey of its kind by far. There's no second place. There's just like nothing like this.
yeah,
And Chris Cooper's nice enough to come on November 13th and talk about some of the what's the word, salient or profound or important or relevant stats that might most be relevant or things that have changed from year to year.
yeah,
Whew, good alley-oop. Thank you.
be good. We'll start a commercial. My gym used to suck.
Hey, so how can we put this in the show notes So it's in every show notes.
We'll just put it in the default show notes, and then I'll make sure that we get it over to Caleb. So any shows that he schedules as well, we all have it, and we'll keep pushing it every show.
Okay. Will you just put it at the top for like a month and call it stated? Please fill out if you're a gym owner, please. Is it for just gym owners? Who's supposed to fill this out?
I don't have the information in front of me. I think it's supposed to be for gym owners, so that way they could collect the most accurate information possible.
Oh, okay. I clicked it. The goal of the survey is to provide gym owners with better insight into fitness industry. Please participate only if you own a gym with a physical location.
There you go.
No questions are mandatory. Please try to answer as many as you can. Answer honestly. Your info will be kept confidential.
Bingo.
Oh, CrossFit gyms, martial arts gyms, strength and conditioning gyms, access gym, personal training gym, other gym. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, this is good shit.
Cool.
Yeah.
I never
first
want you
question,
to
what
make
kind
a
of gym
video.
do you own? Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
John Young Barbell's up to 1,600 followers.
He's killing it.
I heard that program's all the rave. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep this state of the industry thing here, and I'm probably going to print out that email so I can like pump it up every show.
Good deal. I'll make a video on it. They didn't ask me, but
I'll ask Ricky if he's filled it out. Ricky. Mr. Garrett, I know you're an affiliate owner. Have you filled out your state of the industry report? You don't even have to be an affiliate owner. Rich Froning. Hi, how are you? Good. Do you own CrossFit Mayhem? Yeah. Well, have you filled out the state of the industry questionnaire?
Takes 6 minutes, and it would be highly appreciated.
Yeah, thank you. His gym will fucking skew all the fucking numbers anyway.
We make $125,000 a month. God damn it.
No, a day. A day.
A day.
Yeah.
We're pulling over just over $1 million a month. Roger that. Okay, we out. I'm hungry.
72,000 members nationwide, worldwide. You're hungry? What are you going to eat?
I have some leftover ground up meat. So I'm going to cook that up, and I'm going to throw probably 4 eggs into it.
Leftover meat.
Not like leftover. Sorry, just ground meat that isn't cooked. I just have a bunch of it. I usually throw a handful into the pan, brown it up, crisp it up. 4 eggs, 3 eggs, depending. But Grace just went grocery shopping at Costco, so right now I'm living like a fucking king. Those first 2 days back from Costco.
Oh yeah, yeah. You are living. You're getting like the real salmon and shit now, right? You're having some good. Speaking of Chris Cooper and Jim, your gym's doing good.
Real salmon. Yeah, we got it going on. So I'm gonna go eat that.
Congratulations. I really appreciate it when you called and told me that story the other day.
Yeah,
Awesome.
It's cool, right?
You deserve it. Yeah, fuck yeah, it's cool.
Thanks.
You were rewarded for. You were going above and beyond, and the check writer saw it.
Yeah.
On accident.
Yeah, serendipitous, if you will.
Dude, that's life-changing money.
Yeah, it's nice. It'll definitely help out. That's why I was asking about what we're going to do with that Instagram account. I was like, maybe CrossFit Livermore will sponsor the fake account.
Oh.
But I wanted you to pitch it to me. What's the return on investment?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't feeling it.
Here's the thing. I'm more certain. This is a horrible pitch, but this is fair. I don't know. I'm more certain that CrossFit's dumb for not fucking paying me $50,000 a month to go to one seminar a month than I am that this idea is good. Like, they're just fucking nuts. I would help their fucking seminar program so fucking much. That being said, I think it would help. Hey, we'd get notoriety for your gym. I don't know if it would get notoriety for your gym for sure.
Yeah.
It would help someone like Tier though. It would can't help you sell anything. I can just get you the name of your brand into people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
This show of fuck people over by tricking them into I have a big Instagram account is brought to you by CrossFit Livermore.
You're in the Livermore area. Please stop by.
Right.
Yeah. No, you're right. It would definitely work better if it was a brand that wanted to get their name out there and you could buy stuff online. Like, it's a brand business that I have. So like, unless you're in the area, it's,
Right. But people would eventually know what CrossFit Livermore is.
They already do. It's pretty cool.
Oh my God. It's about fucking time. Hi. When were you going to fucking call, dude? Jesus Christ.
What's up, brother?
About time. I'm like the
Yeah,
guy
I
whose,
know.
whose ex-girlfriend hasn't called him in a year, and instead of saying thank you, I start yelling at her. You bitch, you haven't called me in so long.
It is hard to cope with your shows.
Oh.
Well, I mean, 50 shows, CrossFit. I go to work one day. I keep up. Sorry, priorities.
I hear you.
Well, I called a month or two ago, and I started another business. So I had to, I can't. I got to put social media, all that shit down. But had to call in. I heard somebody was trying to get me about a dick in the back of a cop car.
Oh, yeah. Hey, hold on one second. You deserve better audio than this. Hold on one second. I'm disconnecting that. I'm going to see if I can make it better. Hold on, Corey. Hold on.
Oh,
We're going to talk about blowjobs in cop cars.
this has got to be quick, dude. I'm dying over here. I need
From
to
what?
eat.
You need a
I
blowjob?
need to eat. No, I need to eat.
Oh, go eat. Go eat.
Okay.
Go ahead. Thank you, Matt Souza, for joining us. Enjoy your food.
Thank you. Love you
He has
guys.
to take
Bye.
a deuce. He's prairie dog. Okay, go ahead, Corey. Go ahead.
So I'm the same one who got, for new listeners, I'm the same one who got a BJ from his HR director.
Oh, that's right, at Home Depot or Lowe's or something.
Yeah, at Lowe's. But first time meeting my ex-girlfriend's grandparents, she had her brother give me a ride to their house in a Honda Civic. And on the way there, for some reason, I'm 17 at the time, but at the way there, she felt that it was a very good idea while her brother was driving to give me head in the back of the Honda Civic right before we go meet her grandparents for Thanksgiving dinner for the very first time. It was entertaining to say the least. And yes, I went to completion. And it was a very fantastic Thanksgiving dinner. I've never done anything in the back of a cop car, but I've definitely done plenty in the back of a car.
Do you think her brother knew?
I'm pretty sure I was about 2 or 3 years older than him at the time. And so, he's 16 years old. I'm about to be 18, 19 years old. He thought I was badass, even though I was pretty much a loser at that point in my life. But anything I did, he thought was cool. He always tried to get me weed. He always tried to find his friends to get me alcohol. He just tried to be super cool. And so I guess he thought if he was driving the car while I was getting head in the back from his sister, that he was a badass also.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sure you've done shit like that too, right?
No, never.
Come on.
Wow.
All right. Well, I had to call in. The chat was
Thank
telling
you.
me to call
Yes.
in.
The more blowjob stories that happen in car, the better it is for this show.
Well, I'll drop one every 3 or 4 months. I don't want to unload on one show. I sent you a text about Emily Kaplan.
Oh, a text or a she gave
I
you
sent you a text.
she,
No, because
she gave you a blowjob?
Yeah. I called in on one of the last Greg shows to see if he could come out to the university. So I'll send you another text to see if we can connect.
Oh yeah, please do.
To do Broken Science.
Okay, please do. Yes.
All right, brother. Y'all take care.
Okay, thank you. That guy got blown in the back of a Civic and at the by the HR lady at Lowe's. You got blown by the HR lady at Lowe's. Emily would never give this dude a BJ. Why not? What's up? No, I'll call Gary. That's a good point. I'll get to call Gary. Milos Popovic. Gary Roberts. I need to call Gary. This guy's a church pastor now. Yeah. Stephen Flores. I have too many stories to tell. Half of them I can't speak of. Jeez. Write them down. Publish a book. All right, guys. I'll see you this evening with Ricky Garrett. Thank you. Bye-bye.